Hey, everybody. Great to have you along. I'm meteorologist Andy Parker. Welcome to Snowvember Part 2, or technically Part 3, because Snowvember in 2014 came with 2 parts. Either way, we've got another weather system coming in. You can see on you can see on Doppler here. This is going to be a messy one, and we've got some great coverage for you tonight. Take a look at this. Our resident storm chaser, David Vogan, in house, and we've got another storm chaser, Rich. He's down at Gallagher Beach, and that's where you're going to find some of the messiest weather. Thunder snow. We've got inches per hour coming down. The storm has begun, and it's now going to continue right through the night. Let's get into what's going on there with the Doppler right now. David, take us through this because the storm came in right on time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing the darker blues, and even where some of that green shading is in Hamburg, that is some very intense snow, right around 2 inches per hour, now crossing into the city of Buffalo. You can see going a little bit closer here. Where's the cutoff? Where is this headed? Now crossing into the airport, Cheektowaga, on the doorstep of Williamsville. Kenmore, not seeing any flakes right now, but downtown Buffalo, Andy, I mean, we were seeing some good intense snowfall right down there, all the way to South Park Avenue, Route 5, and in fact, even the Gallagher Beach area seeing some good snowfall there.
Yeah, take us, how far north does this go, David?
Yeah, zooming out right now, this is now crossing into East Aurora, Alden, not seeing the heaviest, but just a couple of light flakes here. Hamburg, I was getting some reports from a couple of people, by the way, on Ask Andy Facebook page. They were saying that they heard thunder snow, actually saw lightning out in Hamburg, South Buffalo, certainly heard it here. And now again, crossing into Buffalo. For the south towns, the Evans area seeing some heavy snowfall. Dunkirk was seeing that snowfall, now starting to lift north of Chautauqua County as what we saw and predicted yesterday. But yeah, this is going to be an intense band of snow just hovering over the Buffalo metro area and the south towns.
All right, we've got a lot going on. You can see the coverage here. We're in the studio. You're in the Storm Chaser studio, and then we've got our live camera out there on Gallagher, and that's where Rich is. We're gonna have Rich actually get out and take a look around here in a moment. Let's go ahead and ask a couple of questions in here. Oh, there's Jen inviting other people. We just sent out our text blast. Everybody's popping in here. How long until it hits Grand Island and Tonawanda? Dave, go back to Doppler. Let's bring it up and show him.
Yeah,
we'll answer all the questions here.
Well, look at the stark contrast. Kenmore, Tonawanda, not seeing any snow right now. We can go street level. I mean, 33, the Kensington Express. Now, that's where the border is. That's where the draw is of where that snow is now crossing north of that, 240, Williamsville. You're not seeing any flakes right now, but within 5-10 minutes, you're going to see some of this action in your backyard.
David, I want to hold up there a second because I want to show you what's going on here. We have this is our camera, the downtown Buffalo camera, and at this point, the visibility, we went from a clear situation maybe an hour ago and less than that, and then now here we are with that reduced visibility. To say the very least, and as we watch this, let's take a look at the video down here, the solo layout. Now there you go. This is what we've got going on. That's a live picture, and this was actually bare ground not too long ago. So Rich, if you want to walk out, and we'll see what this sounds like when you take a step outside the car. So he's going to walk out. This is a bird's eye view that you're watching in the big picture. Let's go over and speak to Rich. Let's listen to this for a moment and see what it sounds like. Rich, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you guys.
All right, tell us, first and foremost, what does the wind feel like? What's the wind feel like out there?
It's definitely picking up. It was a little bit calm about 10 minutes ago. It definitely, I would say over 20 mile an hour wind gusts right now, maybe even 25 right near the lakeshore.
Yeah, you got it. That is not a pretty picture. We're getting a lot of reports of thunder, snow, and lightning. Have you seen any of that right near the shoreline?
We have. There was about 2 bolts as soon as we got here, and in Hamburg we had 2 bolts as well before we left.
You got it. Hey, when you got there, there really wasn't much snow on the ground. Tell us what you're stepping in right now. How much accumulation have we had?
I would say about an inch or two already.
An inch or two already. So this is now at least kind of in more than an inch an hour coming down. I want to go back to Doppler here. Rich, we're going to let you kind of peel back and get into the car for a moment. And then what we're going to do is bring in Doppler and switch this around. So that's the snow rate, and that's the wind that we talked about, that combination of snow and wind, and then obviously the cold. So, David, let's zero in and show people where the northern edge of this is as it kind of inches its way into it's swallowed up the city right now.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw that visuals just moments ago. Look how stark the contrast is in downtown Buffalo. Once you get to Scajaquada, the 33, the Kensington Express, that's where the cutoff is right now. But clearly, this is starting to move northward towards Williamsville. I just saw a comment there. The Pew is in the house. Lots of reports of thunder and lightning across the area here, Andy.
Yeah, that's right. Starting to come down in Depew. We're getting a lot of all of this there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see what we have on here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of comments.
Ready and waiting in Pembroke. We appreciate your comments. I mean, this is the ground truth. We can watch it on the radar here and then getting the information from you. So this is everything that's going on right now. It's starting on time. This is what was expected. We kind of were forecasting that between 8 and midnight, that burst of snow would come through. Let's widen out the Doppler if you can, David, and we'll kind of talk about what's happening and what part of this is coming through. This is just the leading edge, kind of the change in wind direction, pushing this burst of snow into the city. But the south towns are being hit as well. There's also kind of a mess out there. Yes, Rich is first and foremost going to be careful. He only stepped out of the car for long enough to grab that shot for us. Let's look down the length of the lake a little bit, David, because this is going to be the telltale sign of what's to come. So when you think about lake effect, you have the here and now, but then you have to go a few hundred miles upstream, if you will, and find out what's going to happen as far as where this is going to go. This is just getting going. So that's that burst of snow that's hitting everyone from Springville, Hamburg, East Aurora, West Seneca. Your Sturgeon Point is jutting out into Lake Erie, catching that as well. Downtown Buffalo swallowed up, and that's where it's all beginning to move. Welland, Grand Island, Wheatfield, you're going to get a burst out of this. We said that the north towns were going to get a taste of snow. And then as you look over the central portion of the lake, what are you seeing there? What's that, the signature? It looks like it's beginning to band up just off of Long Point. Can you zoom into that area that appears to be attempting to form the band? Let's keep an eye on that, David.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a bit of a wobble right here with this lake effect snow band as it continues to develop. But I wanted to ask everyone, if you have any pictures, snow reports, please do send them into us. Comment in the comments section. We'd love to, get some ground truth as to what's going on out there across Western New York. But
smash the like button. Just smash that thing. Get it going. And hey, Mark, thank you very much. Mark has been in on a couple of these, and he's saying it's super heavy at the West Seneca OP border. I want to dive back in real quick, bring up our Skycam here, because this is going to be one that we're downtown Buffalo has actually, since we started, improved a little bit. If you can believe that. Let's figure out why. Did we get a burst of snow that kind of has pushed through the city, and now maybe the darker blues
a little hole
on there. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of a hole there. Still some snow, but there's more intense snow on the back end of this. So another 5-10 minutes, and then you're getting another round of good snowfall there.
Follow it inland, because this goes right over the 90. And Sloan is in there, Cheektowaga, the airport, Route 20, and your Seven Corners getting a lot. Appreciate that. And,
snowing in North Buffalo by the zoo.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Metro area.
And looking at Doppler, those look like light flakes compared to some of that heavier snow. I mean, Sloan, Cheektowaga, the Pew finally now seeing some of that snowfall right there.
There's the airport. Now you can see there's actually this weird circle that develops around the edge of the radar, and that's normal. It's a kind of a cone of silence, but it's now impacting the airport. So the visibilities that kind of we're watching right here, that type of visibility is beginning to impact the airport. I'm sure that the cancellations and the delays, if they're still flying, are going to be occurring right now as we watch watch what's going on that picture. But as we keep an eye on Doppler, that's going to be the key, watching these communities. Williamsville, you're next up. If you haven't seen the flakes fly, this burst of snow is coming your direction. Kenmore conspicuously kind of out of the snow party right now. Look at that. But it's closing in. Can we look at Kenmore a little bit and widen out?
Yeah, absolutely.
And figure out why there's that little gap. Not for long, though. Look at how this is swallowing up southern Ontario all the way in there. So the first burst of snow is coming out there right now. Take a look at this, starting to stack up in South Buffalo. Thank you, Cheryl. We'll keep our eye on that. Eden, let's go a little bit south. We've talked about the northern edge of this. I want to go into West Seneca, East Aurora, Hamburg. These are some spots that are already sitting on 4 and 5 inches of snow inland and up in the hills. Those are areas that are going to start to get more out of this as well. And then if we watch over the central section of the lake, that is where that banding is beginning. This is just a general burst of snow, kind of the slap across the face, getting everybody going as this thing goes. It's alerting you that this is about to change in a big way. And then that banding over the lake is going to start to take over. Let's look at this. I'm going to bring in this. This is going to be the model, and it's been pretty spot on. So let's go bring this up. And as far as the timing goes, there's still some questions to it when it comes to exact location of where this stuff is going to be. So let's watch this, and you can see the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I'll put the cursor in there. This is the time that this is verifying for. So what we're going to watch is as we kind of shift through time here, and we're going to bring this hour by hour over the next bit, and you're going to see that there it goes. That's where it's smashing into the city and continuing up into Northtown. So by 10 o'clock, you're going to find that this burst of snow is now in Batavia, Genesee County. But more importantly, look what's happening in downtown Buffalo. Here's that banding. You're going to see that same type of stuff is going to begin happening in the city. And when we bring Rich back in, this is that view. Where is it? Where is he? There. I want to bring him full. There it is. That's the wind that is going to be driving this snow inland. These are the conditions that you're going to have just about everywhere in Western New York over the next several hours as this continues to move on in. So where does this end up? Let's bounce back out so we can give a bird's eye view, and then we'll probably take a few more questions. Happy to do it. And watch what happens here. This is now going to be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and now let's go to the South Towns. And we're going to keep our eye on a few communities down here. These are the ones we're watching: Blaisdell, Hamburg, East Aurora, and then we can throw West Seneca, Depew in there, and a number of other communities that are going to start to really see snow pile up at inches per hour as we go through the overnight hours. And you're watching that this band is going to kind of sit here for a while. So how long does it sit there? Keep your eye on 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And now we're starting to see it wobble slightly to the north. Let's go back to the city of Buffalo and watch this zero in. We're going to nail the communities here. And even though it's green, it is not going to be switching to snow. That is going to be inclusionary of precipitation that'll be frozen. Sloan, Lackawanna, West Seneca, Cheektowaga, the 90, 190 interchange, the 400 is in there. There's the northern end of the 90. And kind of as we widen this out, look at how far in this goes. That's fully involved lake effect that is going all the way across the 390. This is going to be one of the worst times of day to travel. Don't even think about crossing that. The distance in there is going to be something that you don't want to have to. The visibility is terrible. There's 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Notice how it continues to wobble between Buffalo and some of these south towns, and that's where it's going to be right on into the early afternoon hours. That's going to be something. Let's go ahead and bring in that live view again. If you're just joining us, happy to have you along. Meteorologist Andy Parker. We have meteorologist and storm chaser David Vogan, and we also have storm chaser Rich with us, and he's the one that's out along the shoreline of Lake Erie. We've had reports of thunder snow, although we haven't had any in the last couple of minutes. Hey, Rich, I'm going to bring you back in here. Have you heard any of the thunder snow down there at the beach? Have you had any of that recently?
Not yet. The winds have definitely picked up, but no thunder snow right now.
All right. So the winds have picked up, but he hasn't had any more. We've had that about an hour ago. That's where we were picking up that thunder snow. Hey, thank you very much, Cheryl. Yeah, please fill the screen with likes. We really appreciate that. It helps out a lot. Here we go. Nothing in Amherst as usual. let's take her to Amherst, David. Let's
Actually,
see
I
what's
wanted
going
to
on.
show you a viewer picture
Oh,
before
go
we
ahead.
did
Go for
that.
it. Yeah,
Just coming on in.
absolutely.
This is from Lizzie, and this is a look outside in the downtown metro area. You can see, pretty poor visibility that lines up with what we're showing you on Doppler, and yeah, it's not a good one to travel in, Andy.
Nope, no, this is starting to get ugly everywhere. And again, when we start to take a look at this, that picture, look at the snow. Rich, that looks like it's a horizontal snow right now. It looks like it's going left to right, right past the windshield.
It is. I actually just walked out to the shoreline, and it's even heavier winds over there. I would say maybe even up to 30 miles per hour right at the shore.
Yeah, what do the waves look like?
They're pretty big. I don't know exactly how tall, but they're definitely crashing ashore.
They're definitely crashing ashore. All right, here we go. We've got another comment here. Nothing in Williamsville by Sheridan Drive Wegmans. Hey, David, grab the Doppler and let's see if we can go and take a look at when this is going to arrive up there in Williamsville. So I'm gonna pop this back up on the screen. There we go. And you can see that this first burst of snow has now cleared the city. It's already up, kind of encroaching on Clarence. Williamsville, where he's talking about, it's very light. It's just colliding with Sheridan Drive there, just the onset of this. But the images that you're seeing downtown on the Skycam here, the city of Buffalo, the camera that we have on the waterfront, all of that is what's coming right in there. And you can see that blue is pushing inland. Alden, Town Line, Corfu. I mean, that went from the lakeshore inland very fast. This is moving real quick.
Yeah,
Darius,
absolutely.
there's some.
I was gonna say we got a report of
here.
thunder snow out in Orchard Park from a viewer.
Thunder snow in Orchard Park again. All right, snowing harder now. Yeah, there it is. You got it.
Yeah, I can go to Orchard Park here for you. There you go.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, take us over.
Yeah, you're seeing the darker blues, and we're getting comments from people who are in Hamburg, who are in the Evans area, North Boston. You are seeing some good snowfall right now. Heidi, there you go. The wind is picked up along the shorelines.
Yeah, wind picked up along the shoreline, and the view of downtown Buffalo has now disappeared, swallowed up into that sideways snow that's being thrown around. Let's go back and look at the ground level. So it's kind of neat to go. We're up on top of one of the buildings in the city, and then when we go ground level here with Rich, that's where you can really see the difference. You still get a decent amount of visibility. It's well lit here. That is not whiteout category yet. This is just the burst of snow that's going to come through. There's more that will be arriving as we continue on. Let's go and bring Doppler back in here. And there it is again. So I want to widen this out. Let's involve Nunde, Perry, Letchworth, Wyoming County, and then Genesee County. You're next up to receive this. So here we go. It is now coming up on, I believe it's 8 o'clock. So now that's going to make its move towards Akron, Alden. Batavia is going to be in the 8 o'clock hour as well. Let's go a little bit further south. Let's jog southward. Holland, Collins, Eden. And let's bring this full, make it easy for everybody to see. This is kind of a little bit of a lull behind it. That burst is going to start to leave Gowanda, South Dayton alone, Franklinville sitting on a lot of snow. As we swing out over the lake, David, that's where we're going to start to focus. Once this burst goes through, that's what we're going to find the activity beginning to develop. If we can widen out even more, this is going to draw moisture all the way from Cleveland. And instead of this wobble, that spike that you see that goes to the north there towards Nanticoke, that is going to level out and become this line that just goes right up the center of the lake. And as you look at the tail of the tail, the T-A-L-E of the T-A-I-L, as that begins to line up, Dave, that really is starting to give an idea that that's going to hug the shoreline near Sturgeon Point in about another hour and a half, and then just come plowing through West Seneca and Orchard Park.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the South Towns. I mean, the South Towns are going to get a break from this lake effect band. You can see that right there on Doppler. We can go a little bit north into the Western New York area right here, but you're looking at Dunkirk, Silver Creek. You were one of the first ones to see snow in Western New York, that burst of snow. that's now lifting out of your backyard. Lake Erie Beach, Evans, just on the border of there. Gowanda was seeing some snowfall. That is now lifting out of the extreme southern Erie County, Springville. The folks that saw a good amount of snow yesterday, now we're starting to see that band of snow lift out of extreme southern Erie County there. But here is where the heavy snow is, Andy. Lackawanna, South Buffalo, East Aurora, Hamburg. I mean, a lot of the reports that people have been sending us here over the past half an hour.
Yeah, now here's one from Eden. It says hardly any wind in Eden, just a steady snowfall. So they must be protected a little bit. And as we bring Rich back in on this, I want to speak to the wind, because the shoreline wind, when he walked out there, it's whistling by. And some of the inland areas aren't going to get the same type of winds. If you've ever been near the edge of a lake effect snow band, that's where all of this disturbance is. Is that wind, is it fairly steady, Rich, or is the scene going past you, does the visibility change pretty rapidly, or is it consistent?
I would say it's pretty consistent. We just dropped to 32 degrees right now. I would say the visibility is about a half a mile. The winds have picked up even more, and the snowfall rate picked up again.
All right. Hey, consistency of the snow. We went from this very slushy, heavy, wet snow during the course of the day yesterday. A lot of the communities that got hit, it almost turned to water as you were shoveling it. What's the consistency that we're seeing coming out of the sky right now?
It's still pretty wet. Not as wet as earlier, but it's definitely cooling down. But it's definitely like slushy.
All right, gotcha. That's is it? Do you feel that's gonna be? Is it one of the greasy snows? Is it slippery under your feet? That type of thing?
Yep, exactly. Very slippery.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Hey, let's go back to Doppler, and then David, take us to the northern edge of this as it continues to push further up into the, looks like the Tonawandas, Grand Island, starting to see some now. And then I want to answer a question for Jesse, talking about Lockport. And Lockport's a name that we'll call right now as the burst of snow comes in, but then I think we're going to kind of leave Lockport alone for a while, because this band, once it sets up, the trajectory is going to take it a little bit to the south and east of Lockport, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see some very light flakes towards Rapids, just to the south of Lockport. But as of right now, Lockport is dry, but you're seeing right on the back end of it here, that band of snow crossing into Grand Island, and some of that's going to make its way towards the Lockport area. But Lockport, in terms of being the bullseye of this lake effect snow event, it's not going to be your backyard. Right now, it's looking like more so of the Buffalo area, the West Seneca area, South Buffalo.
Lockport's going to get that, though. Lockport's going to get a bit of the burst out of this. Are you going to have to shovel? You probably can do it with what you're going to get in Lockport is a snow brush situation. It is. It's not a snow blower situation. Here, let's go. Niagara Falls always misses out on these storms. Why is that? Now, Niagara Falls is going to get a burst of snow tonight, but it's not going to miss out on the overall storm. Saturday is your day in Niagara Falls, and let's go ahead and bring this back in here. This is going to kind of help tell the story. If you keep an eye on the upper portion of the screen, this is Friday at noon, and this is kind of the important part of this, because we're going to find that this snow band lives over a good chunk of the South Towns. This is when the South Towns make their totals. And that includes areas just to the south of the city, Depew and Alden, but it really leaves the Tonawandas out. Now, take a look, Niagara Falls, because on Saturday morning, this begins moving back up through the city. Grand Island gets hit, the Tonawandas get hit, and it looks like that's a Saturday morning event for you. Niagara Falls, you'll get into the party as well, and then it looks like it will wobble around and include southern Ontario. You'll see snow throughout the day up there, and if you're going to get your 4 to 8 inches of snow in some of the north towns, that's going to be the time. And then this thing gets pushed out. So the end of this comes on Sunday, or I should say Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then this storm is gone. And it's kind of moving on out to another place. It's done. We're going to, the lake effect is done before the tailgate on Sunday, but since the game is now in Detroit, that's kind of a moot point. Look at this now. This is that view in downtown Buffalo. And this is up on top of one of the buildings looking out. Normally, you'd be able to see pretty much the entirety of the lake shore there. But right now, that is not happening. This is it blanked on us. There's nothing to see. Jeepers, man, that is. You can kind of catch a couple of the buildings coming in. And again, over on Rich's camera, you're able to kind of see that activity as well. Just blowing sideways. What do we have in here? We have, okay, thank you. I'm glad we're able to answer the question. That's what we're here for, and helping you out. Let's touch on this one. Angela Winter, love the name, by the way. What's the snow total expectation for Kenmore by Sunday? And Dave, why don't we touch on that a little bit based on the timing of the model, where things are going, and kind of give her a sense of how much she's looking at in Kenmore by the time we get to Sunday. I think tonight's burst of snow in Kenmore is not that significant, but then if I was to say Kenmore will make their snow kind of almost Friday night, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Friday night, early Saturday. You see that band move on up north towards Kenmore, but right now, I mean, this is going to be a good burst of snow crossing into Kenmore right now. We're taking a look at Doppler. You can see that donut-sized hole over the north towns, Kenmore, North Tonawanda. Barely any flakes crossing over into your backyard, but as we widen out the view, you can see you're about to get a good burst of snow within the next 10-15 minutes, now crossing into Grand Island, Niagara Falls. Going to see some snowfall within next 10 minutes or so, but that looks to be more light compared to what you just saw on the cameras there in Buffalo. Yep. And even Doppler right now. We can zoom in a little bit closer, yep, showing you the darker blues. That's where the intense band is. That's where the 2 inches per hour and some of the poor visibility, not whiteout conditions like you mentioned and like what we saw, but those are poor visibility conditions out there in the Buffalo area.
Hey, David, here's a good question. We know a lot of people are just jumping in on the stream right now, and they're having questions. They said, where is Rich? We touched on it when we began, but let's go ahead. I'm going to bring his shot up full. This is the view that we have, the live camera there. Storm Chaser Rich is out watching what's going on. It was actually out in the snow a little bit and is keeping track of the wind, the temperature, and the accumulations. When we talk about his location, he's right there by Gallagher Beach, which is not far from the small boat harbor. So those are the conditions. That color that you see on the map combined with the wind is what's coming. Now, this is not the worst snow that we're going to see during the course of this event. Is it a solid burst of snow? Yes, it is. It's certainly enough to create a situation like this. This is not a debilitating snow. This is more of a run-of-the-mill, decent winter day in Buffalo, but it's what's going to build in behind it. And as we widen this out, this burst of snow is beginning to affect a number of areas. It's going to be enough to put the same coating on the ground that you see in this picture right here. The same picture that you're getting right now, you're going to get wherever you see these blues across the screen, and enough to coat the ground and make it slick.
Yeah, I was going to say, take a look at this burst of snow on the 90 thruway about to get into Batavia. Look at that. Corfu, Attica, about to see some good snowfall, but on the back end, you can see some dry slot. But yeah, it's Lackawanna, Buffalo. It's coming down in downtown Buffalo, but it's right here, Batavia. If you're watching out there in Genesee County, Andy, you're about to get a good burst of snow here in 10-15 minutes.
Gotcha. Hey, all right, here we've got a question. We're going to go back to the model run. That's why we do this. So when you're looking for information, go ahead and ask the question, and we're happy to do it. So he's looking for the model run from 11 o'clock tonight. This is made to order weather coverage. You can't get this anywhere else, guy. So I'm glad you stopped in. Just make sure you give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, smash us in the triple digits on the like button here. If we can get everybody to do that just one time, we'll see that number go right through the roof. Who's going to be the 100? Come on, you know you want to do it. All right, there you go. Now let's go to 11 o'clock. Keep your eye on the upper left-hand side of the screen. Watch that time, and there's midnight. There's 1 in the morning. There's 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning. I don't know if this guy didn't say where he was or if this is going to make him happy, but that is not a great situation. You're going to be right underneath that. Just to give you an idea of which of these communities, because so many times you see these maps and they're so far away, we're going to zero right on in, and you're going to get this type of snow early in the pre-dawn hours, right nudging up to the city of Buffalo. This particular model is pulling this snow band slightly north and slightly south, wobbling it in between Buffalo and some of the close ring burbs like Orchard Park, West Seneca, Elma, East Aurora. And then so often we pay attention to the shoreline. But look at this, Alden along Route 20, Corfu, Akron. And then when we talk about the north towns, I know there's a lot of folks in here wondering about that. This is when Orchard Park and Williamsville can actually both be getting snow from the same snow band. So it's very difficult to say it's a south town or a north town thing. It's actually a kind of a diagonal situation that we have here. So we've got another one here. This is Randall. Randall says, hey, what can you do for Saturday? So let's take you through Saturday now, Randall, courtesy of your question. I'm glad you asked, because as we continue to run this, what I want to do is kind of bounce this back out to Western New York. And then there you can see this thing goes all the way to the Finger Lakes during the course of the morning hours on Friday. And that's where it lives. It stays south. So north towns, when I say this, north of the 290, you're in the clear during the course of our Friday. But that is not the case on Saturday. There's Saturday morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And this is when some of the north towns begin to get affected. Let's swing up there and zero in, because a lot of times Grand Island is a good landmark, but Wheatfield, Newfane, Lockport, if Lockport is in the house, this is your time. I'm going to back up a little bit as we focus directly on the north towns. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10, and there we go. All the way up to 11. Niagara Falls is in on this. It may not be the same intensity, but this is where that band is going to be during the course of the day. I'm going to back this up again. Saturday morning is going to be your time when you're thinking about snow up there. Hey, Rich, I'm going to bring you back in because it looks like your picture has changed a little bit. Let me bring you full, and it looks like visibility got better up top. This is the view that we've got on the Skycam. And you can barely make out the lights on the buildings, but things look like they got better at the surface. Can you tell me about that? Are you down there? Rich, you got your ears on?
Yeah. The visibility has definitely improved. The winds are still gusting pretty bad, but the snowfall rate has definitely slowed down.
Yeah. Dave, can we zoom in on his location again just to get an idea of why things got better at Gallagher Beach, where he's at?
Yeah, there you go. Gallagher Beach, right within here. If you don't know where that is, that's where the grain elevator is and the marina. Yep. A popular summer destination, but not today. As we take a look at Doppler, and we had some slight improvement. But I mean, you look on the back end of this. I mean, you've got some more darker blues, indicating some heavier snowfall, Andy, that's about to cross into his area.
Yeah. Hey, I was just going to say, go south again. Give them an idea if there's going to be another uptick, or is this going to be a bit of a lull where he's at, because we can give him a chance to relocate and decide to maybe pick another spot if he'd like.
It's a little bit tough to tell with the contour I have on right there.
So what you see is what you get, kind of, I think, is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, hey, there we go. Guy, there you go. A guy must be a Northtown guy, because he's pretty happy watching the South Towns get beat up. Abby, kind of watching from Iowa, which is nice. I appreciate you doing that. Hey, if anybody out there has some snow totals or reports that they want to pop in or questions that they have about what's coming our way. Thunder snow. Yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. We had some of that a little bit earlier. Feel free to post comments in there, and we will absolutely keep you updated on all of the questions that you have. We have no problems answering them, taking them one at a time. We're here as long as you need us on the stream. Rick, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know how old this. Oh, it looks like it was just a minute or two old. I'll put a poll. We'll put it to we'll let the mob decide, I guess. We've got close to 100 and some people in here. Do you want to see Rich's offering to go out into the snow again and kind of take on the elements? So here's what we do. Go ahead, post them in the comments. And then, because watching through the window is one thing, but when you hear the wind coming through there, it really adds something to it. So let's see if you want them to go out, post a yes or a no, and we'll fire it up. And hey, thanks for smashing the like button. If you're just coming in, go ahead and hit it. It takes a fraction of a second out of your life to do it, but it's pretty cool to see that number go up. Let them stay warm. Sure, go outside. Yeah, I think
A majority of people are saying yes.
Yeah, I think the consensus is yes, Rich. So if you want to make another trek out there, we'll make sure that you get a Tim Horton coming your way, or whoever wants to, whatever your favorite flavor is. He's going out. Let's bring it up full. I got it. Rich, is the wind almost changing direct? Is it swirling a bit, coming straight at you now?
It is swirling. It was coming from over there to the farther south. Now it's coming directly north of Buffalo.
Man, that's pushing. Now how far away are you from the edge of the lake where you are right now?
The boat harbor's right there. See the water right there with the harbor. This is definitely like 25, 30 mile an hour winds here.
Wow. So he's not very far at all. And then and that wind is just coming right in off the lake. That's going to be no pun intended, but that's going to be the driving force of everything that comes our way when it comes to this lake effect. Anybody who's just popping in, we're tracking the lake effect storm. We're taking your questions. We're going to walk you through the model and the Doppler so we can show you what's going on right now, and then more importantly, what's going to be coming our way as we go through time, and kind of answer all of your questions and help keep you up to date on everything that's happening. That's a great shot, Rich. You can see the lake out there. You said the waves were pretty big too. Can you see the breakwall?
The breakwall's to the left over here. Want to walk over there with me?
Yeah, let's take a walk with you, Rich. Happy to do it. Now there's the radar that coincides with his shot. So all of that stuff, that blue that you see on the lake, it's just plowing in right through him and inland. And if we widen this out, David.
Yeah, you can see the lighter snow, what he's seeing. Yeah. I mean, this is why visibility has improved. But look what's behind this, the darker blue. This is, poor visibility or heavier snow within 5 minutes. That's going to be in Gallagher Beach there where Rich is right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Abby, thank you very much. I know I said hit the like button, but make sure while you're here, hit the follow button, because as we fire these up, it'll give you a little ping, and then you can hop in, hop out, do whatever you want, get the information you need, and keep on moving. Snowvember Part 2. I know the storm is going to need a name at some point. We'll take if you want to put names in the comments, and maybe you'll get one that sticks, and you can be the one that named the storm. Hey, widen Doppler out a little bit. I want to bring Rich back up full, and because man, that's noisy. You've got to be getting close.
Here's the breakwall right here. Can't really see the waves too because it's too dark, but that's it right down there, the lake.
Oh man. That's as close as you want to get. Now, fortunately, you haven't seen or heard any thunder snow in your position for a while, right?
Nope, no thunder snow, but the winds are definitely picking up from when I first got here.
That is good. All right. Someone's asking you if you wanted to do a polar plunge, but I'm going to guess that's a no. Maybe.
It's funny because my fantasy team, whoever gets the worst record, has to do the polar plunge this year.
Oh, wow, no. That is a penalty and a half, my friend. I hope you're not at the bottom end of your league right now. So.
I'm not. I'm doing pretty well.
Yes. All right. Make your way back to the car. We're going to take a few more questions here and talk about what's going on as far as Cheektowaga. So it says, how bad is Cheektowaga going to get? Well, Amy, what you see on the screen right here with Rich That's the type of stuff that's coming in the Cheektowaga. So, David, look at Cheektowaga on the radar, and it looks like you had the initial burst and then now a bit of a lull. But if you watch where this is coming from, you're going to be able to see that there's additional darker blues. These waves or bursts of snow are going to keep rolling right through Lackawanna, Depew, Cheektowaga, Harris Hill, Kenmore.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's on and off snow in the Cheektowaga area right now, but looking on the back end or upstream towards Lake Erie, where that fire hose of moisture and snow is, I mean, you're about to get some more snowfall there. And Batavia, I mean, this is another band of snow that's been developing. Akron, Corfu, if you're traveling on the thruway, that's some pretty good snowfall right there. That's enough to slow down traffic, go 10 miles, 15 miles below the speed limit, especially at night. And I mean, this is from
hey guys, we just got thunder.
Let's go back.
Really bring him up.
Just to the south of us, just lit up the whole sky.
Take a listen. And did you have, was it like a muffled crack like that?
Yeah, it was muffled. It was just south of here. It was about 2 seconds after the lightning bolt, the thunder hit. So it's pretty close.
Wow. That's, when you hear that, it's very unnerving because it's not like a thunderstorm in the summer where you have that crack in the distance. It's this weird muffled, almost like it happened, under a blanket or something. Kind of a strange thing. But let's see if we.
It was right off to the south of us. I don't know if you can see the radar, but I would say about.
Yeah, we just popped that back up. If you want to hop back, in and grab a view from inside, that's fine, Rich. Feel free. We're going to kind of take a look at radar real quick. I wanted to bring something up because where did it go? There we go. Donna, thank you very much for this, Donna. I appreciate it. 2 inches in Elma. Dave, let's go ahead and rack Elma on Doppler here and watch over the last couple of hours. Now, I'm guessing, Donna, that in Elma you did not have much snow, if any, on the ground prior to this burst coming in. And for 2 inches to come down, the loop you're running on the screen, David, for Elma, is that about, about an hour?
It's about, an hour loop between 7:30 and 8:30.
All right, so we're maybe an inch or two an hour coming down. So that's where we're at. Appreciate that.
Alden, 1 inch. Thank you, Stacy, for the snow report. I mean, this is by the way, I just wanted to point out, on Doppler, looking at it, you're about to get some very intense snow. In fact, there's some really good snowfall happening right now from Blaisdell all the way to Hamburg, zooming in a little bit closer. Very dark blues right now along the thruway, the 90, Blaisdell, Hamburg, extending really just up to North Evans. So that's a good swath of up to Lackawanna too.
David, here we go. We're gonna rapid fire some questions out because I'm looking at these. I've got some good ones. Hey, Rich, feel free to pop back in anytime you get another one of those lightning bolts down there. We'll keep an eye on you while we answer a few of these Doppler questions for folks. All right, here we go. The first one we're gonna do these in rapid fire fashion here. Doris says it's a whiteout in West Seneca near Center Road in Union. And that's not fun to drive on a regular day, but and here's what it looks like now. So the same wind that's blowing through the edge of the lake, West Seneca sees those winds come through there, and that's blowing that snow around. Alden, an inch now in Alden. Thank you very much, Stacy, for popping that in. We appreciate it. All the totals are going to help us kind of collectively figure out the snow rate that's coming down. The computers can only do so much. Eventually, you got to find out from people what's on the ground. So that is Alden that has an inch on the ground. Here's one that is Marilla. So why don't we pull up Alden and then kind of widen out. See if you can include Alden and Marilla in the same shot. Ooh. There's Attica, Alden. There's Alden. Alden, Marilla. I don't call them. They're like, I guess you'd say they're cousins when it comes to towns, and they're not that far off. You can see Town Line, and then you've got the Two Rod Road. So we've got an inch inland, and you got 3 there. So that's what we've got going on there. And what do we got here? Hamburg started in Hamburg at 6:50. I love the accuracy, Kelly. Impressively accurate on the 7 p.m. prediction. Happy to do it. Although, truth be told, that literally is the easiest thing. The easiest thing to predict is the start time of this, right? I mean, if there's one thing that we knew days in advance, it was going to be the start time. And for some reason, that's the easiest part of this whole thing, full thing to do. Can't see across the street in West Seneca. That's an excellent description there. Steady snow now in Tonawanda. If you leave that view, we can see the Tonawandas. There we go. Yeah, it's not a blinding snow in the Tonawandas looking at that return, but there's definitely enough going on to make it interesting in the Tonawandas. Just starting near Sheridan and Niagara Falls Boulevard in Amherst. So we're starting to get the reports up there. And then the best question. I love this question. The storm literally started an hour ago. When's it going to end in Cheektowaga? I'll take this one. Ready? This will be kind of fun. So when does this end in Cheektowaga? Michelle, it's starting now. You're going to sit through this pretty much all day Friday in Cheektowaga until it goes north Saturday morning. So you've got a long haul here. We've got visibility diminishing in Pembroke. So let's pull the thruway up real quick. And I know there's a driving ban, and they're telling people to stay. They're really doing everything they can to encourage people to stay off the road. But visibility in Pembroke is diminishing because that burst of snow has now blown through the city of Buffalo and continues to make its way north and east towards Rochester. That's what's going to happen next. No, Michelle, we're just having fun with you. It's fine. Happy to take the questions. Anything you want to ask, we're happy to do. Look at this. We've got a space fan in the house, and another rumble of thunder a minute ago in Atoll Springs. So that was probably the same thing. Rich hasn't said anything. Let's bring him back up. Rich, just had a minute or two ago a report of a thunder snow in Atoll Springs. I'm guessing that might have been the same strike that you saw, but that's in the rearview mirror by a few minutes now.
Yeah, there was just 2 bolts. So there was another rumble about 3 minutes ago, and then another one before that, 2 minutes before that. So there was two thunderbolts.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try to maybe look at a NITEC camera to get some a look at what's on the road.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive. I'm gonna try to bring it up for you right now. Look at this. Can you switch it?
Yeah, we got it.
This is Route 30. This is Route 33 in Harlem Road. You can see 4 ways right there. The cars moving on the Kensington Express.
So people are throwing smart move. You're throwing the 4 ways on, and just continuing
You're not
to
going
roll
full speed.
No, you look at them all. You can see that every third car travel in the middle, trying to keep the tail lights in front of them as they continue on.
That. There you go.
That's all right.
Yeah, a lot of people with 4 ways. I can barely see the street lamps, the street lights. I mean, they're not going 55 on the Kensington Express right now.
No,
you're going, 20, 30 miles below the speed limit.
Yep, that's not an easy commute. That's a 33 right now?
Yeah, 33 at Harlem.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Well, take a look at this. Here's Skycam in the city. And that's what we're watching right now. That's the up top view. And again, we're going to pop back over to the ground. It's great to have the up top and the down, and be able to get one of the street cameras. The flakes seem to, Rich, tell me, the flakes seem to have gotten bigger, or are they just slowing down?
No, the flakes have definitely gotten quite a bit bigger. They're very tiny and very wet. They're starting to obviously the colder air is coming in, so they're definitely getting bigger.
Yeah, those look like pancakes now. In terms of like flakes,
larger crystals. I want to bring the let's look at that. Let's look at the shape of the burst, as it's going through. I find I took a seat. We're going to be here a while with a. I got to keep hydrated. I hope everybody doesn't mind sitting down on the job, but we're happy to do this. We've got a bunch of questions coming in again that will.
Another lightning
we'll
bolt.
I just heard thunder.
You got another one?
Yeah, thunder in South Buffalo.
Yep.
Let's look up. See if we catch one. We got one earlier on the camera, and then what we're going to do is we'll spin that around and pop it out. We didn't get a lightning bolt. The bolt that it would hit, the flash lit up the city and then disappeared, and that's kind of how that went. So Batavia just started flurries out there, says Kim. And then Susan Marie says, did they put an end time on it? All right, here we go. Let's get back to the model real quick and the forecast end of this. If you're just popping in, we dealt with where the thing is now and what's happening. We have Rich at Gallagher Beach, which is close to the shoreline of Lake Erie. We've got the sky cam, which is kind of the up top view of downtown Buffalo. And then we've been popping in on Doppler. This is where it is right now. And you can see this kind of burst of snow. And then over the lake, that's what's coming our way. What we're going to do right now for you is show you where it's going so that you can kind of plan. Now, on the upper left-hand side of your screen, you're going to see the clock. And we're rolling it backwards right now. And I'm going to take you down to, let's see, we're going the 18th in the afternoon. Here we go. Ready? We're going to take you through time. Here it comes in. This is that burst of snow that we had over the past couple of hours. There it is as we get to 10 o'clock. Now behind it, out over the middle of the lake, this is going to be the band that sets up once that burst of snow gets through. And there it goes, pushing inland, that burst of snow all the way to Rochester. Once that happens, this is when we're going to have to really start keeping an eye on areas of the South Towns. And you can see the roads that are going to be affected there. There's a reason that there's a driving ban up, because it's not going to be fun to travel from Sturgeon Point, Hamburg, East Aurora, Blaisdell, 219, 90, 20, 5. Pick a number. It's not going to be easy to go. And watch how this thing just sits through midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. If you see your town in there, this is when you're going to start adding up 2 to 4 inches an hour. 4 a.m., a slight wobble towards the city. In recent runs, this has wobbled a little bit further to the south. So what that does is two things. It puts Orchard Park, Hamburg, East Aurora more in play. It takes out places like Kenmore and Amherst and Williamsville. Although look at the razor's edge of the thruway right in there. This is going to be where a mile or two could really dictate how things look for you on the ground. We're going to bounce it back out to this view for Western New York, because look at this, go to Batavia. So Genesee County, northern Wyoming County in the morning hours tomorrow as that continues to go. Now, there's going to be a potential for some wobbling to the south. That, if it happens, would be the best case scenario. But back in 2014, that same wobble was predicted, and it did not happen. And it just sat over Lancaster and never moved. I think I just saw another flash on the did you guys pick that up? I just want to pop this in for a moment. You can see, I don't know if you can make it out. Look at the plows. You've got 1, 2, 3, you got right in there. You got the train. They got the triple plows just taking the whole road on both sides. There's 6 plows passing each other, flying by on the, and that's why you can see the traffic. Everybody can't get around them. They're just locked in behind it. And then back to what's going on here. So 7 p.m. Think about this: midnight, right through 7 p.m. And this hasn't even gotten to the North Towns yet. You guys are watching the images, calling your friends, wondering, hey, I haven't had to shovel anything yet. Now it comes back through the city, and notice how on the screen it's now 11:19. So we're into Saturday morning now, and this snow gun begins to fire up for Grand Island and up into the North Towns. Let's zero in up there so you can get an idea. Lockport, Medina, Rapids, Newfane, Tonawanda, Niagara Falls, Lewiston, Youngstown. we don't call these names out that often for lake effect, but you're going to have an opportunity to pick this up as we go through the day on our Saturday. That's when it begins to kind of move back up there, and we'll have to keep an eye on that for the North Towns on Saturday. But right now, it looks like this band is squarely in the South Towns during the day on Friday, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I have another camera up for you, Night Tech Cam, and
Oh,
showing
grab
the I-90 between 33 and Walden Avenue. So this is right where the 290, if you were to travel up to UB, I know a lot of people travel up into the North Towns, but this is where that is, and you can see very poor visibility. The four ways are on. People taking it very slow on the roadways there. Yeah, there you go. Thunder in Hamburg, Andy.
Yeah, you got it. No longer snowing in Eden. So we'll go back to let's go back to Doppler, and we'll take a peek at it here and see what we have. So Eden, it broke. Looks like it broke up, and that's great. I appreciate you putting that. It seems like it's not a big thing to tell us it's no longer snowing there, but when you watch the Doppler, we can really pinpoint this down to a community. And as we put Eden on the screen, just south of Hamburg, that's where the lull has kind of happened, and that the back edge of this. Yeah, they're around 62 and 75 split. And that's going to go, we're going to see improving conditions in Hamburg, Orchard Park, East Aurora. Now, my question to you, Dave, is how big is that gap? Is that an hour-long gap? Is it a couple of minutes?
Oh, it's a pretty good gap right there. I mean, Springville, it's not snowing anymore. Much of southern Erie County, I mean, Hamburg is now on the edge. Within the next, say the town of Hamburg, 10, 15 minutes, that snow is going to lift north of Hamburg. For now, it's coming back later on tonight. That's where the edge is. Holland still seeing some very light flakes. That's about to move out of your backyard on State Road 16, the 400 East Aurora. Now starting to see improving conditions for you folks, but this is where the heavy stuff is. Blaisdell, West Seneca, Elma Center, South Buffalo, just going up here into the city. I mean, we're seeing some good lake effect snow rates right there, and we just showed you those cameras right around the 33 Walden Avenue. Some very intense snowfall falling right down there. In fact, I'm looking at Gallagher Beach. It looks like the snowfall has intensified there where Rich is.
Yeah, let's go. I want to take a couple more questions. They're starting to pile up on us here. I don't want to think people that we're not taking them. Paul says, is a chunk of this burst likely to melt due to the ground temps? I think it might not melt because of the air temperature. It has been cold through the day. The ground is warm. I think it'll create a layer of slush underneath it. But I don't think we're going to get it to change over to just water and disappear. Paul, I know what you're thinking. You're hoping like, hey, is this just going to melt off my driveway and I'm not going to have to worry about it? I think you're going to get a layer of slush underneath it. And the problem is, it's not going to get warm tomorrow. So that layer of slush will probably end up getting icy the longer you sit there. Let's answer a question for Kimberly. My son has to travel from West Seneca to Lockport. Now, she didn't say when. That always helps if you tell us when they're going from West Seneca to Lockport. But if it has to do with, if it's tonight, I'm guessing it's probably tomorrow. In West Seneca to Lockport, once you can get north of the Thruway out of West Seneca, the first 5 miles is going to be the toughest. Once you're north of the Thruway, should be pretty good. Let's take a look. What's the North Towns look like for Friday, David?
Yeah, Friday, North Towns is not your event. You have to wait until late Friday, Saturday to see some of that good snowfall into your backyard. But Friday, a lot of this is going to be south of the North Towns, from South Buffalo, Lackawanna, West Seneca, like we've been talking about from quite some time here. Yeah, I mean, Friday, it's not going to be the North Towns event. You have to wait until late Friday and Saturday for some of that snowfall to make its way into your area.
Yep. All right, here we go. Parts of West Seneca have no power near Harlem and Seneca. So that's the first power outage that we have heard about. I don't know that it's fully weather related, but it just coincides with a very bad time to lose power. Could you zoom out? They'd like to see Strathroy and we've got some Southern Ontario folks in the house. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that we brought up Southern
where is
Ontario. You're going to go London. So London is going to be a little bit to the left. I don't even our radar is more focused there. Yeah. So I don't know if she just wants a shout out, but Southern Ontario, London, not really involved in this. But let's go back a little closer to the border. And you can see that there are a bunch of Canadian towns. I mean, this is slowing things down on the QEW as well. They're getting the same action on the other side of the border. As a matter of fact, look at the shoreline of the North Shore of Lake Erie over by Canada, because I think that they're getting a pretty solid shot there. That's where that the band is trying to form, and it's super narrow right over the shoreline there. We never got a total for Kenmore. Total for Kenmore.
That was a loud one. Sorry, it scared me.
Yeah.
that one scared me.
The total for Kenmore. You're going to get a burst of snow in Kenmore. You're getting some snow now. It's not going to be much tonight. Enough to cover the ground. What I would call pretty minor accumulations for you there. And then Kenmore is kind of out of the mix for a while during the day on Friday. It looks like this is going to stay further to the south. And then Kenmore, you get back into it Friday night and early Saturday. That's where you have the best chance of getting about 4 to 7 inches of snow. But you've got a while.
Hey, we got some breaking news, by the way. West Seneca, looking at NYSEG. I have that pulled up right now. About 2,000 customers without power. It doesn't say when there's a restoration time or when power will be restored for the West Seneca area. But thank you I'm so sorry. I don't remember who brought this up, but according to NYSEG, there is about 2,000 people without power.
Yeah, that's totally legit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kathy's saying thunder in Tonawanda. Brett is saying my poor dogs, they hate this thunder snow.
Yep. Here's a traffic guy from the NFTA. Of course, he's got the lowdown and appreciate it. State of emergency and driving ban goes into effect at 9 p.m. for all of Erie County. So it's not just one or two communities, but they pretty much put the blanket on everybody. Thunder in Tonawanda. So it's no longer just the shoreline, but go to Tonawanda's and watch that. Look at that piece of that burst just throwing itself so quickly right across the 290. And that's where they got a piece of the thunder snow up there. So the North Town's into the thunder snow. Looks Jim, like it's clearing out a little bit in spots. Yep.
Yeah, Jim wanted to know if we are live right now, and yeah, we are definitely live. We are tracking this band of lake effect snow. And if you have reports of snow in your area, what's it doing in your backyard? Pictures, just the snow amount. We would love to hear some of those comments come in from you guys.
100%. And if you'd like, make sure at the bottom of the screen you can text 503 Andy. 503-2639 anytime you want, and that'll help you out if you're looking for stuff. If you miss it here, we're happy to help you. Hey Dave, take us through the radar, widen it out a little bit, show folks what's coming our way. I've got to take a look at this piece of equipment real quick.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at Doppler right now, the heaviest is now settling over Thruway from Batavia. Some very heavy snowfall. Genesee County into northern Erie County, getting lots of snow reports, or at least thunder reports. Hearing some of that in South Buffalo, where I'm currently located. But you see this wobble right around here. It's starting to see this band begin to lift on out of Hamburg. I know we've got a lot of reports out of Hamburg. Lackawanna still seeing some of that snowfall. There is a break coming for us in Buffalo, Lackawanna, East Aurora. In fact, about another 5-10 minutes, East Aurora, you'll be done with the snow for now. But then you're about to get another dose of lake effect snow later on this evening, widening out the picture. We've got a Dunkirk, no snowfall for you right now, but it's this band looking at the tail end. And you can really start to see on the back end of this how this is starting to organize, get its act together right along Long Point right here. It's starting to straighten. And that is what's going to be moving on into and settling into portions of South Buffalo, the Lackawanna area later on this evening. So, yeah, Lackawanna, South Buffalo, even the areas that are seeing snow right now, that's going to get hammered later on. You're getting a break, but it's coming back, Andy, later on tonight.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead in the comments. Tell us what you want to see. We're here to kind of point things out, but it's really you drive the bus on this coverage. We've got a lot of information. We've got the cameras, but we want to give you what you want to know. Your opportunity to ask the question, find out what you want to know, help you plan your weekend, kind of combat some of the disinformation. There's been a lot of information put out there. The national media is in town pumping this up to 6 feet of snow, and we're happy to kind of cut through the clutter and get to you direct with having a two-way street here. So let's go and take a look at this here. We've got, I just saw this, town of Tonawanda. Snow isn't sticking to the roads yet. And then I believe she said there's a dusting on the grass up in Tonawanda. So that answers the question of how much is falling in Tonawanda right now, which you've got that burst of snow, but it kind of looks like what we had on Gallagher Beach, enough to cover the ground a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say,
And
look
then,
how wide and big this band of snow is. The darker blues crossing into Kenmore, Tonawanda. This is moving, easterly and going to be in North Tonawanda. I mean, there are portions of North Tonawanda, 62, your drive for now. Somebody was watching from Amherst and they were asking, hey, where's my snow? Well, you're going to get a burst, within a few minutes. Clarence Center, seeing some heavy snow, traveling along the thruway. I mean, look how this stretches from Williamsville, Akron to Batavia. That's some good snowfall rates, 1 to 2 inches falling down in Genesee County, Andy.
Hey, Dave, go back to the city real quick. And I want to show you the difference that the darker blues make as we zero in a little bit on the city. And I'm going to pull up sky. There you go. And you see how that area darker blue just impacts now? Well, that's what it does. Yeah, that turns out the lights.
You can't see anything. I could barely make out the building lights. Barely.
We used to be able to see the cars on the road. Those are now.
Yeah.
Those are now gone.
They're gone.
An essay question for us here. It was just in there. Hold on. There it is. Another question about the North Towns tomorrow. Any idea the snow totals for tomorrow before tomorrow night when their turn starts? Number one, Melissa, I'm glad you're listening because you're saying when it's our turn. And that's kind of what we say. It's going to be the Southtowns' turn. So how much are they going to get out of this burst of snow? Let's go ahead and reel this back and even a little bit further, and we'll kind of read the radar for her and nowcast this. You can start to see the whip of the tail, if you will, a little bit more. We'll kind of educate people on the lake snow. Yeah. And you see that the whip it's Nanticoke, I believe is how you say it. And the band is now starting to set up. So that area that's over southern Ontario, all of that, and what you have in downtown Buffalo, all of that is going to go through the North Towns. So you're going to end up with, I'd say, 1 to 3 inches of snow out of this burst. And then that should kind of shut it off for you there in Kenmore is, well, she said Northtown. So the Tonawanda is certainly. And then as this settles a little further south during the overnight, it'll attack the city of Buffalo more so than like Grand Island. I think Grand Island ends up south of this, or Grand Island ends up north of this band. I would say in the next 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that tail end, I wish I could draw on this, but it's starting to organize on the back end. I mean, this band stretches.
It's getting itself together.
Yeah. There you go. I was gonna say there's that pocket though. I mean, look at the where we were seeing some heavy snowfall. Hamburg, we were getting a lot of reports from people, hearing thunder snow from Hamburg to South Buffalo, West Seneca, East Aurora. Look at the break though. I mean, the southern
Exactly
edge
what it's doing.
of
There,
this
let's bring
Orchard
it back.
Park. I'm sorry, say that again.
No, here, watch. This is what we're watching there, and then by 10 o'clock, so we're sitting there at 9, and that's kind of what we're looking at, and then we start to get into 10. The new model run is just coming in too, and then this is where it's placing it now. So let's go ahead and look at the city of Buffalo and speak to Kenmore. You're going to be on the edge of this. You know what? It might be that right through 11 o'clock. You guys have the opportunity to kind of catch the stuff on the edge of this, and then one, and then this. I think if we widen this out a little bit, let's go north towns on it, and this is where it really begins to kind of lock slightly south of the city, and then the wobble will continue to occur. So, kind of to answer your question, you're going to be right. Boy, Kenmore's right on the edge of this, and if there's any wobble, it'll kind of kiss you a couple times in there. So the totals there, you're so on the edge. It's. I think you're good for a couple of inches out of the burst, and then you're probably, I mean, conservatively in a 4 to 6. If this wobbles, if it doesn't wobble, then you're going to be in the clear. But Kenmore, there's nothing to indicate Kenmore is a direct hit. I think that's what we're coming to right here on this, and a lot of this information is unfolding as we go with you here. All right, here we go. Will anyone get 6 feet out of this? I enjoy this question, Jesse. And here's the thing. When you think about this storm, the potential to get 6 feet out of this is the same situation as if telling the Buffalo Bills they're going to go score 10 touchdowns in a row on the game on Sunday. Is it possible that they could have 10 possessions and 10 touchdowns? Yes, it is. But so many things would have to happen correctly for that to be the outcome. Same thing here to get 6 feet of snow. There'd have to be so many elements that just fall into place to force that to happen. And the likelihood of that is kind of on the fringe. So is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. And I think that's kind of where we leave that. Here's a question: is the airport closed? And it was just saw something from their PR reached out and said something. I'm going to see if I can dig that up.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take another camera, I have one lined up right now.
Yeah, let's grab it. There you go.
This is the I-90 exit 54 Route 400 interchange. So 400 I-90 interchange. You could see some flashing lights right there. Police pulled over on the side of the roads, and even some more people traveling on the roadways right there with their four-way. So this is poor visibility into the West Seneca area. Certainly, everybody's going under the speed limits right now. But how hard? Do you see that? You just missed it. Thunder snow on the camera right here. We just got that.
What's your location? What's your location on that camera?
This was 400 I-90 interchange, exit 54. So West Seneca.
All right.
So West Seneca just saw some. That was pretty bright, actually. Some thunder snow out there in West Seneca. There is some intense.
That's intense snow. That's intense snow. I mean, look at this. There's the city of Buffalo. That's the camera in the city. We go back to, you know what? There's another
Doppler.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
It looks like we just saw another flash. It's hard to even tell in there.
I heard it in South Buffalo again.
You heard it?
Yeah, there's some good thunder happening in South Buffalo. I mean, it is some very intense snowfall crossing into the area.
All right. Hey, we're behind on some of the questions here, and I know we're telling people to ask, so I want to get to them. Snowing in Lockport, and it's starting to stick a little bit. I will tell you this: the heaviest snow has not yet arrived in Lockport, but it's on its way in the next hour. Snow totals: City of Buffalo to Cheektowaga through midday tomorrow. I think it's safe to say feet. You're more than 12 inches of snow. And then we can't split hairs and say whether it's going to be 16, 18. It's a solid shot through tomorrow. Snowing good up there in Amherst. Fantastic. And I think we might have information. The airport terminal never closes. The travel ban means all inbound and outbound flights are canceled or possibly canceled. We're looking into that right now, but that travel ban could do that. Snowing good in Amherst. There we go. Someone's saying that the Weather Channel's flights are getting it's not surprising. That's where we go. Just started 20 minutes. Just started 10 minutes ago in Tonawanda. We're getting reports all flights are canceled now. That's coming in. How hard will Alden get hit? Alden's going to be in the mix. We put that on the map, and they're definitely in there. Abby's saying thunder snow. Alden's going to. It's right in there. Alden is going to be in the feet. Yep.
I can.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I can put up the Buffalo Airport site right here. And there is a lot of flights canceled. I mean, I'm just scrolling down here, from United Airlines, JetBlue, American Airlines, Southwest, Frontier. Look at all the cancellations just scrolling all the way down here. I mean, there's a lot canceled here on the map.
Hey, I want to bring in Steve. Can we bring him in? Steve, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. We've got another live camera. There we go. All right, we've got audio. Steve, let's go. Are you able to go horizontal on the camera? There we go. Okay, we're gonna bring you full. Now, Steve, tell me where are you at right now? Which community?
We're in South Buffalo here, near Cazenovia Park.
Now, let me guess. This morning you had green grass, right? And we lost him. Did you have green grass in the morning? Let's see if he comes back here in a moment. And if he does get it, he might be able to hear me, but we can't hear him. Hey, I'm going to have you quit moving a bit as much. Just hold your position, Steve. And did you have green grass in the morning prior to the snow starting tonight around 7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
All right, we're gonna let his signal. We're gonna let his signal come back a little bit. I'll keep it in the picture there, and if he holds steady, that's going to help. That's going to help a lot on the reception. How hard will Alden get hit? We touched on that a little bit. As far as Alden, they're in the mix. They're in the mix for the heavier stuff. It's snowing in the falls right now. Yes, it is. 100%. Big fluffy flakes in Tonawanda. It looks like a snow globe. Those were the same flakes that were fallen in the city when they changed consistency from those smaller shredded flakes that were going sideways to what we have right now. North Tonawanda ? North Tonawanda is getting a burst of snow right now, and then should be out of the mix after midnight or so. Is it possible to see the lightning strikes on thunder snow on the map right now? At this point, we're not pulling those in combination with the Doppler that we've got on the screen, but we will collectively begin to do that as we move into phase 2 of all of this. Medina, Dave, let's slide up to Medina and talk about the potential for a burst of snow there and when it shuts off for her.
Yeah, I mean, this is moving towards the Medina area. Akron, Batavia is seeing some of that heavier wet snow right now. But Medina, if you look, we could zoom in closer here. If you look at it, they're seeing some lighter flakes, widening it out. And the darker blues here over Kenmore, North Tonawanda, Buffalo. You see how this is going towards the east, the northeast, right towards Medina. I mean, that's probably within Medina within the next hour or so. So yeah, Medina is going to get a good burst of snow.
Much weaker, much lighter than what we've got in the city. Let's go see if we've got Steve. We're gonna bring you back in. I'm gonna open your mic. So you're in South Buffalo. I asked you before, did you have green grass just up to about an hour and a half ago? Is this all fresh snow?
Yes. Can you hear me better now, Andy?
Oh yeah. You got a great connection right now. That's awesome.
Perfect.
What
Yes.
are we looking at there in South Buffalo? So you had grass this morning. The snow started coming down when at your location?
Just after 7 o'clock, had 2.7 in the first hour, and we're approaching a little over 6 right now, an hour and a half in.
Steve, I've got to ask you, the pink flamingos,
Yes.
fantastic. And is that a snow stick next
It
to
is.
the pink flamingos? If it is, you got to walk over there. Take us over. We've got a room full of people that are going to love to see this.
So hopefully we'll see if we can cover it up.
Well, as we go, where are we at right now on the snow stick?
It's got a little drift in front of it, but looks about getting close to 8 already.
Now, how is that possible that you had this is almost 8 inches of snow since when?
About 7:15 it started.
Since 7:15, and we're already up to, and even if you leveled it off a little bit, it's still half a foot of snow. And where are we at right now? It is just after 9. So
Yep.
if you do the math, it's about three inches an hour. Is
Yeah.
that a fair estimate?
Was 2 inches in a 30-minute period, so we're at a 4-inch hour rate right now.
4-inch an hour rate. Wow.
I don't know if you can
Look at
see
that.
Out in there, but there's quite a bit of grapple actually mixing in with the mix right now.
Hey, do me a favor. Go ahead and scoop some of that up. Put it in your hand. Give us a close up of the consistency, and that'll tell us a little bit about what's happening there. Are they flakes, or is it more of like the little snowballs?
There was a lot of flakes. You're getting the pellets though now are coming down in the mix there.
Are you kidding? All of this since 7 o'clock tonight?
About 7:15 it started.
This is fascinating that's coming down that hard. I'm going to pop this. I'm going to go. I will hold that shot. Dave, this is an hour-long time lapse that we've got on the screen of Doppler. So South Buffalo is under that much snow already. Wow. That's gonna move the needle on this. Now, the thing about South Buffalo, you're gonna get a break. How far off is that break from South Buffalo? Like minutes.
Blaisdell.
I think.
Yeah, Blaisdell starting to see the snow exit. Orchard Park, just about done with the snow. West Seneca still seeing that good burst, but yeah, it's now starting to leave the South towns.
Gotcha. All right, Steve, we're coming back. I want to go back to the ruler on the table. First of all, fantastic job on having multiple snow measurement tools available in the backyard. And what's on that one? What's the reading there?
That one is about 6 1/4 right now.
Man. And then swing around and show me that table again, because that is.
Get some thunder here. It's got a little bit of a break, but we've probably had a good 20 strikes already tonight.
What the consistency, when you held up that snow in your hand, that's exactly the type of snow that you get during a thunder snow event. 100%. It's not a snow that you'd get kind of your nice big fat flakes that are stacking up, but this is a different consistency. Yeah, look at that. Almost like thank you very much. Almost little balls in there type of thing.
Like Dippin' Dots.
Dipping.
Yeah.
That's it. There it is. 3 inches an hour, and it's been a couple of hours for him there. There we go. Is it snowman making snow is the next question. Look at that coming down. Holy cow. We had Rich was at the waterfront with us, and his stuff was going sideways. He has big winds. I don't get the sense that you've got a lot of wind there. This looks as if it's almost coming just straight down.
Very calm. There was one gust when we were first trying to live connect that shook a lot of the snow off the trees, but calm now.
Yeah. This is indicative of what you find almost in the center of a snow band. The edges of a lake snow band are the most violent. If you're on the edges, it's whipping around, it's stirring. But then when you're in the middle of the snow band, it kind of becomes very calm, and you get that type of snow that comes down at a very rapid rate and just begins to stack up, which is what you're seeing. In that picture there. Hey, Dave, go ahead and bring us into South Buffalo again on this, and take a look at how this is moving around and why the winds would have changed on there. So that's the radar. But this is coming down at a very good clip. Now the city of Buffalo looks like this, and that's what we've got there. So that is a 2 to 3 inch an hour snowfall right there, and that's going to continue to go. Greg says in Pembroke, nothing bad. He's got 2 to 3 inches. 2 to 3 inches in Pembroke. South Buffalo, you're going to be running ahead of everybody very, very quickly with snow totals like this. Yeah, there it is. Wow. And in the thunder snow there, look, the visibility just from without the wind where you're at there, Steve, that's reduced with that kind of a snow rate.
Definitely.
Yeah, some of these snow totals that you've seen in the 30-inch range with this type of rapid accumulation, those are going to be totally legit. What do you think the total is for the town of Tonawanda? Well, as we watch what goes on, I'm going to pop this on the screen, and Steve, we're going to keep your camera up and rolling here while we walk everybody through the timeline, and let's go back. This is at 11 a.m. and I think the question was specifically about the Tonawandas, but here's that burst of snow, that initial shot that comes through. That's where we're going to be. It's 9:15, and that's where we're going to be. So the type of snow that you're seeing fall where Steve is there, that is the type of snow you're going to get inside this snow band. When we watch it, it's kind of the city of Buffalo right in there. And just to the south, South Buffalo is included where this camera is right now. Let's go to the south towns, a little bit wider out now. And what I want to do is pull this view down a little bit, because Holland and Arcade are not really in this party at 10 o'clock just yet. But that's where we're going to find the heavier snow, right in there. And that's where the type of snow that you just saw hitting the ground in South Buffalo, that's going to continue for Blaisdell once we get into that 10, 11, 12. Dave, you start doing the math on this. If this doesn't move, here's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 12 hours from now, that's going to be in the same place, and potentially just no change. I mean, if you did 3 inches an hour, you're 12 hours in place. You're 30 inches by 8 a.m. If there's no wobble or change to this. And as we look at Doppler, the question is there going to be, or is this going to start to lock in?
You're starting to see it. It's wobbling a little bit, but look at the tail end. I mean, it's starting to move a little bit south here. So I mean, this could set up just south of Buffalo. But yeah, I mean, and by the way, if you look at the band here on Doppler, the most intense area of this band is right within here on the southern side. So like November, that the most intense snow is on the northern side. This is looking like a lot of that intense snow is on the southern side of this. So, some of those snow projections where a lot of areas, West Seneca, south, where, seeing some of the higher snow amounts here. I mean, that certainly could be the case.
Yeah, watching it honestly, it looks, when you see this, that bright blue band, if we can zero in just a little bit and keep Buffalo on the screen, it begins to sink a little bit. And it does look like that's going to impact areas south of Buffalo. It doesn't look like that bright blue. Let me bring this full so that everybody can you don't need us on the screen. You can see this. That bright blue band right there, that frame, it's sinking southward. And it looks like that's going to lock in just south of Buffalo on that trajectory. Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be some intense. That's going to be some intense snow. That's going to be this picture added up a little bit more. Steve, I'm absolutely blown away that there's that much out of this burst. I would have thought we didn't get this kind of a snow rate until maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night. If that lake is picking up this just from the snow burst, when this band gets going, when that thing comes in, you're going to see snow rates that are in that 4 and 5 inch an hour. 100%. Look at the colors that you've got in here. Dave, zoom in on South Buffalo. Because the radar, the colors that you see on the radar, the darker the shades indicate the intensity of how much energy is returned back to the radar. It shoots a beam out, brings it back in. That's not even the darkest of the blue. That blue doesn't match the blue out over the lake. Freeze it there, freeze frame right there. The blue that we're seeing in South Buffalo, if you can lock it in for me. Now widen that out and take a look at the blue that's in this band over the central portion of Lake Erie still coming in. That color doesn't match. I think it's another shade darker in there.
Yeah, you know what? It's about the same color as some of the snow right now over the northern suburbs. Look at that. Kenmore, Grand Island, Tonawanda.
Anybody out there in Kenmore want to tell us what they're seeing out their window? I can show you downtown. We still have no visibility downtown. This is the that's your South Buffalo shot. Again, going to the snow stick. When you get 3 inches an hour, you literally are going to see this change every 10 minutes. It just keeps climbing up there. Where are you at now, Steve?
A little over 6.5, going towards 7 now.
6.5. How much is on top of you sitting out there?
I just went inside and melted a little bit. So.
Oh, very nice, very nice. And then that's your snow stick. This is going to be with us as we go through this event in South Buffalo. When do we lose the first? I almost called them penguins, but they're not. When do we lose the first flamingo? What's the level?
I think the one already tipped over.
Oh, he's done.
That first inch was really heavy and wet, so it really weighted things down.
What does it take to bury a flamingo? It sounds like a bad joke, but
I think about 36.5 inches.
Oh my gosh. So according to this, if we did the math, we'll be there by around 7 a.m.
I think sunrise sounds good.
Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to take Abby. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. North Buffalo is getting hit, says Marianne. 2 inches now. We went from Tonawanda, where there was literally only a little bit on the grass, up to 2 inches there. Everything is white in Kenmore and Tonawanda in like the last 20 minutes. Wow. Things are changing really rapidly out there. Stacy wanted the 24-hour loop. Stacy, we're going to do that for you. It looks like that comment came in pretty recently. So let's go back and do that for Stacy and everybody else. Hey, if you're just joining us, this is going to be the prediction of what's going to happen and where this band is going to be and when. So what we're going to do is roll through this. So I'm going to roll backwards into 9, 10 o'clock where we are now. What I need you to do, everybody that's in the room right now, go ahead and smash that like button. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit both of those. We'll watch the numbers go up. Let's go to 175. Let's put that number up to 175, and then we're going to take you through the next 24 hours for our friend Stacy here and give her an idea of what's going on. So go ahead and that like button. There it is. I know it's not hard. There's a few more. Keep going. Somebody's going to do it, right? I know it's going to happen. I feel like the old telethon days. Remember those? And they'd say we only need $100 more to keep going. All we're asking for is likes, no money, folks. So here's what we're going to do: take you through time. This is where that band is now. What we just showed you over the lake, and we were talking about, that's going to come through, and look at where that's going to hit. Between the city of Buffalo and some of the south towns, very little movement. It doesn't take much of a wind shift to do this, and where that intense snow falls within that band is still going to be determined. Right now, it looks like it's going to kind of center up a little heavy on the southern side of the band. That would favor Hamburg, East Aurora, but Buffalo, you're going to pick up your snow here. And as we were just talking about, in Steve's yard and anybody's yard in Blaisdell, Eden, Derby, Evans on the beach or Evans on the lake, inland to East Aurora, Alden, Akron, the Thruway, Batavia, this is where you're gonna really begin to add things up, and you'll be shoveling early in the morning on Friday. This is why they closed a lot of the schools in there. Upper left-hand corner of your screen, there's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 p.m. tomorrow. You can see this is not in the North Towns. This is a South Towns, City of Buffalo, edge of your seat event, all the way down into maybe even some of the deeper South Towns if it wobbles. Now, here's what happens as we get to the weekend. And we're going to take you into bonus time, Stacy, and move this up to the north. Watch what goes on during the course of the day on the 19th. There it is at 11 a.m. This becomes a Northtown event pretty much during the day on Saturday. That frees up areas of the South Towns and Southern Tier to dig out a little bit as it just kind of keeps rolling right on through. And then it finally wraps up as it gets into the day on Sunday. It should be done in the morning on Sunday and pretty much wrapped up at that point. Hey, Steve, I'm bringing your camera up full. Is it lightening up a little bit? He might be muted on us here. I think the camera's. I think you positioned the camera to go dust off again, but I think it's lightening up on his shot there. Let's go ahead and check Skycam. It appears that it's a little bit. You can pick out a few more buildings there, Dave. We got a muted mic on you.
All right, gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, visibility is improving right now. If you go back to Doppler, I can show you where that cutoff is. Now crossing at least the southern end, crossing away from South Buffalo. So you can see right around where Rich was located, Gallagher Beach. Got another 5 minutes and the snow's going to be gone out of that area. Lackawanna, just about done for now with that snowfall. And then Buffalo, you got one last burst crossing over the I-90 right now. You know, within 10, 15 minutes, this is going to be out of the area for now. But Chris is starting to talk about North Tonawanda getting a lot of snow. If you want to know where the heavy snow is right now, look at this. This is 290. I know a lot of folks watching traveled to the North Towns UB, certainly just to get there on the 290, North Tonawanda, Grand Island Bridges, even Niagara Falls, seeing some good snowfall right now, Andy.
Yeah, it's coming down. This is an interesting. Hey, Steve, now that you're back, are things lightening up? It looks like it's almost flurrying out there instead of that really steady snow.
I was going to say in the course of about 10 minutes, we went from 2 to 3 inches an hour to a flurry.
Wow. And that's where when you do the snow math and you say, well, if it's 3 inches an hour, it's never going to be constant. But still, that is a big total. Hey, anybody who just joined us in the room right now, we're actually in South Buffalo. All of this was picked up since around 7 o'clock tonight. We're a half a foot of snow. And I would say that based on the totals that we're seeing, with a couple of inches in Tonawanda and 3 out in portions of the eastern burbs, I think South Buffalo is running at the top end of the snow stick right now. And it looks like that's going to be the case right on for the next couple of hours, as this snow band will it'll reinvigorate itself, organize itself, and it's going to come plowing right through. What's the sky look like out there? It looks like it's low clouds underlit by a lot of the street lights.
Yeah, you can actually kind of see looking south and east. You can see almost the edge of the clouds. Sky's almost a little bit clear over that way.
And we haven't even come into the well-aligned banding yet. This is still part of the get organized burst of snow that's been coming through. I don't know if we're able to go back. What do you got there, David? Looks like you got
no, this is from Buffalo Snow King. I mean, the person that we're talking to right now, he tweeted out
Steve.
Great video. This is on Twitter, by the way. Buffalo Snow King is his Twitter handle. But take a look at this. This is thunder snow in South Buffalo. Watch. Look at this. There's the big there you go. There's the big flash. When was this taken?
That was about 7:15, right as the snow started. I got about 3 or 4 more really good ones that are going to be popping up later tonight.
Wow, yeah.
That's great.
That is so neat. I love it.
Take a look.
I love it.
I think what. Hey, I'm going to jump between the two. So this is the video, and then Steve, go back to that same view of the flamingos, just so that's there's where it is. Let's pull up his video again if you can, Dave. I just want to flash between the two. I was going to do the before and after.
So many views.
I understand. All right, so here we go. So that's the view at 7:15, and you've got the thunder snow, which is indicative of that 2-3 inch an hour plowing of snow coming down, and then this is the result. Just a couple hours later, sitting 6 inches out in South Buffalo. That's very impressive. That's good work by Mother Nature there. Just another one. We just picked a. Did you hear that one in South Buffalo? We just got a flash in the city.
I didn't hear it, but I've been hearing some rumbles, but no flashes.
Yeah, that was. We just picked up another piece of thunder snow in the city. Let's find out why, Dave. Let's take a peek at radar and see. This is that the latest frame right there?
Yeah. I'm just looking
Look
at
at
the
that.
tail end right now. It's really trying to not only organize, but it's really trying to, push even further southward. Just taking a look at this line as it begins to develop. But yeah, talking about Buffalo, going a little bit closer, South Buffalo, like we mentioned, just about done with the snow. The edge is now onto the 190, and downtown Buffalo conditions are going to start to improve within the next 5-10 minutes. Tonawanda Barb is in the chat. She's saying 2 to 3 inches so far in town of Tonawanda. That's where the heavy snow is right now. Kenmore, North Tonawanda, 290, even going up to 62 if you have to travel to Niagara Falls. I know that's a popular road that people travel on. Seeing that's some very heavy snow, the darker blues right there, all the way to Clarence Center.
Yeah,
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just had to refill the water. Can only
Okay.
talk so long about I wanted to bring up this because not only is Steve's situation improving, but it's interesting that the camera that we've got here, South Buffalo to downtown, it's a very short ride unless you're on Cazenovia. Then it's not. And it's the improvement that we saw on his camera is now making its way all the way to the city of Buffalo. And so that we weren't even able to see the 190 down there. Anybody, if there's anybody on here near the city of Buffalo, throw us a snow total for the city. What do we got here? I just want to pop this up. There it is. Seneca Street, absolutely nothing right now. Not sure how that's possible on Seneca Street.
Yeah, is he
like
is he
this
talking
one.
South Buffalo?
I'm not sure where Seneca Street is, but you guys got quite a weather mess. Holy moly, from Eric Feeblecorn. Good to hear from you, Eric. Great to have you in the house. Thanks for stopping by, buddy, and appreciate that. What do we have? What do we have? Looking here, the 2-3 in Tonawanda. Kelly Jones, I was impressed. I have to remember this one. We've got. It's not
Where's
currently
Pomona?
snowing on Pomona Place. Pomona Place. Oh man, I don't know. I'm not sure. Where's Pomona Place?
I don't know.
But that would make sense though. If it lightened up in South Buffalo, that's a total improvement. And the city is improving by the minute. Going back to Doppler, let's go ahead and bring that up and talk about the burst of snow. Where is it headed? Who's going to see this? And what are we getting out of this? It's still up now. Wilson is involved. Let's go to Niagara County.
Yeah, I mean, just about every town, city is lit up in blue here. From Medina, seeing some of the lighter snowflakes, Lindenville, Newfane. I mean, Newfane is on the edge of light to moderate snowfall. So you're about to go up a notch within 5 minutes on State Road 78. You can see that's where actually the cutoff is. Olcott, Wilson, seeing some heavier snow. And then Niagara Falls, not to leave you folks out, very good snowfall right now. The darker blues, that's where the intense snowfall is, 2 to 3 inches per hour. That's where you're hearing and seeing some of the more intense snow fall coming on in. In fact, somebody is already saying, I want more snow at Wally. I don't know if everybody's going to agree with you, but
I believe the phrase is the more snow, the better. And he might be in the minority on this one, but if there's a guy out there looking for, the 60-inch snow stick to be covered up and bury the flamingos, it's going to be Matt Walfrin there, the Mr. Snow Lover out there. That's great. Stopped snowing stopped snowing Seneca in transit in West Seneca. So let's pull up West Seneca. Yeah, that's that edge that we were watching. It was in Eden about a half hour ago. Now it's continuing to make its way northward. That's going to improve for the 400, and the 190 is going to be something that lightens up as well. Here's another one. Elma, very light snow, 2 inches on the ground. Had some thunder snow. Not long ago. It's interesting that the question is, where did that thunder snow go? It was let's go to the city, and that very vigorous piece of weather that slid through. Looks like it's Kenmore. Clarence Center is it looks like it's there. It is. You know what? Here you ask for it, and there it goes. Heavy snow on Country Parkway in Amherst. I was just going to say that's north of the 290 now, and I think this is going to be the Northtown's big shot. So,
yeah. I mean, anywhere from Clarence Center, Williamsville, sliding over to Akron, Corfu. I mean, driving on the thruway, definitely not fun right now. From Williamsville, Batavia. The good news is, I mean, Batavia, a small break right now, but you're starting to see some of that heavier snow crossing to Batavia once again. Leroy, seeing some light flakes as of right now. I mean, stretching for quite some time. And if you want to zoom out, Rochester, been quiet for much of the night. If you want to talk about how far this lake is stretching in, Rochester about to see some snow right now, just to the south of Brockport, Andy.
Yep. Kenton is getting the steady snow now as well. Flashes, what do we got here? Flashes of lightning earlier in the town of Tonawanda. So that very vigorous center of weather is moving further to the north. Do me a favor. We got a whole new crop of people in here. All we ask you to do, we'll take your questions. We'll answer them all. Just smash the like button. Go ahead and do that for us. Let's see if we can get over 190. We'd love to crack 200 on this session with you. Super easy to do. Just go ahead and hit it from the backyard. Snow falling like crazy north of Buffalo. Let me see if I can get a total. Please give us your totals. Throw them right in on the screen. It's going to help us out figuring out the snow rates that we're getting out of this burst. It's overperform. Would you say it's overperforming right out of the gate?
I would say it's just about what we expected. 2 to 3 inches of snow per hour in the heavier bands of snow. I mean, there's a lot of people being impacted right now. Niagara Falls, Lockport, Newfane.
I'm just talking about the initial burst of snow. I anticipated that we'd see a couple of inches out of this, like the 1 to 3, because it comes through. We got another lightning strike out over the lake. I was anticipating 1 to 3 out of this, and then you see what was happening. Even without an organized band, you are getting thunder snow, and you're getting 3-inch-an-hour rates just out of the burst. That's what I'm saying. The burst of snow, I think, overperformed on the front end of this. That if you're a snow lover, that bodes well for the band that's still developing out over the lake. And that's going to bring those kind of rates in.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of reports now in the comments section. Thunder snow in Tonawanda, from Jennifer. Lightning and thunder in Amherst. That is from Gil. Yeah, I mean, this is, again, 2 to 3 inches of snow. You don't want to be traveling in this. I mean, just to sit back and relax and watch it, and even send us comments and your reports. I mean, we're very thankful for that. We love to see that. Susan, here we go. More thunder snow in Tonawanda, Lackawanna. Katie, heard thunder snow most likely earlier. Thunder in North. I mean, Steph. Look at all the comments here. So people watching in Tonawanda and the North Towns.
Let's get into the Tonawandas there and take a look. I mean, that's a lot. That is, we've had probably about 8 or 10 reports, and look at the city of Buffalo has really cleaned out. Compared to what it was. It was it was blinding there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tonawanda and figure out how much longer are they going to deal with this. And the question is, where is that thunder snow going to pop up next? Who's the next one to hear that? Amherst is the next too, so it's sliding over there as well.
Yeah, Williamsville, Clarence Center. That's some very heavy snowfall. All the way from Akron, the Thruway. I mean, really, right now, if you want to know where the heaviest snow is, it's in the north towns. It's mostly areas north of the 90, the Thruway, that's experiencing some poor conditions across the area. You want to know who's getting a break from the snow right now, whiting out the view. Hamburg now clear for right now. Holland, no snowfall as of right now. Springville, you are in the clear. Perrysburg in the clear for now. And even into now the metro area, starting to see that snowfall begin to lift out of your backyard. But again, it's Niagara County right now, seeing some good snowfall. Lockport, Newfane, Medina, currently quiet, light flakes in your area. Watch out, next 30 minutes, you're about to see a good burst of snow into your area. And even widening out the picture further, I mean, look at this. I mean, downtown Buffalo, I mean, you saw that camera, right? It's lighting up. Not for long. Look at the whip. I mean, this is, I'm gathering, you know, this is where your the camera is located right here. But here's
what I want you to do. Leave that right there.
Yeah.
Leave that right there. Yeah, look at that. It's almost spiraling.
You got a 5. Yeah, you got
curling in.
You got a 5-10 minute window, and then this is going to be back in downtown Buffalo.
Yeah, there might be more action. Dave, what I want you to do is grab the Peace Bridge camera on there while I do this.
Okay.
Take a look at this. This is downtown Buffalo. We're zeroed in on the cars that were, you know, just to get some ground truth on how much snow fell in the city. And you know, and when you look at this, it's you know, it's hard to say exactly from this vantage point, but it you know, there's definitely tire tracks in the snow. This will pull up it'll focus up there. There you go. And you can see that there's been some cars that have driven through the city, and that's probably in the you know, from this vantage point, maybe a 3 to 4 inch snow for the city of Buffalo. South Buffalo had that 6 inch range, and that's what we've got. Are you ready with the Peace Bridge cam?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's bring that up. That's what we're looking at now. So this is a live picture.
You can see the tire tracks.
A single lane coming in, tire tracks there, and when you match that up with the, you know, the type of weather we were seeing,
that's about what would you say, 2-3 inches on the ground? I mean, you can see at the very least.
At the very least, that's what you've got. So snow-covered roads, things went from dry pavement to pretty bad very quickly.
Hey, look at
We've got another 3 inches now out in Amherst. So that did not take long for that snow total to come popping in. Hang tough, Buffalo. You got it, Dwayne. That's all you can do, right? You just kind of hang on.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, but on the left-hand side, where the lamppost is, you can see it swaying a little bit left and right where the snow is blowing. So, you know, some good gusts out there over northern Buffalo and the Peace Bridge.
Yeah. That's. I saw that, and I'm trying to grab something else that would be. Let me see if I can grab the something that will help us show the winds a little bit, because that's an interesting picture you got there.
I mean, the winds are extremely intense, especially in the snow band. And we were talking about this a couple of days ago, when you typically get that lake effect rain band or that lake effect snow band, Andy. You know, on the outer skirts of it, it's really breezy. It gets very gusty. When you're inside the band of snow, it's usually, you know, not as gusty. Wouldn't say it's quiet, but, you know, winds aren't as strong compared to what's on the outer edges of the band.
Yeah, this is here's another picture of downtown Buffalo, and you know, the breeze is coming through there, moving the trees around a little bit, but they're already hanging pretty heavy with all that snow on here. No thunder snow in Cheektowaga, we got to get you in the thunder snow party.
If you want to go back, I got the Lewiston Bridge
fired up.
Popped on up. Look at that. Barely any. There's one semi tractor.
So the north towns are North Towns are in the snow party. 100%.
Yeah, this is the Lewiston Queenston Bridge, the Canadian Plaza view actually, and you can see. I mean, it's covered in snow right there. Some poor visibility. You can actually make out some of the flakes falling right down there, and somebody's got their four-ways just traveling over there. So yeah, it's tough traveling, not just in Niagara County, but also for our Canadian friends just on the fringe there.
When we looked at the 33 earlier, and people had the four ways on, and that's how they were getting around. That's where we're going with this thing. I'm gonna go back to let's see if we can go back to Skycam here. You can see the trees moving around, the roads in the city snow covered. I don't believe they've been plowed. No plows are rolling around yet. So that's where we're at. Thunder snow in Tonawanda again. Thunder snow in Tonawanda. Boy, they're right now. If they're winning the race.
Hey, if you want to, I got the Pew Cam up right now.
Let's do it.
Look at that. Look at how slow the vehicle. Like you can't see. You can barely see in some of these bands. I mean, this is how intense that snow is in the northern areas in Niagara County, in northern Erie County. The Pew, this is the I-90 exit at 49 or exit 49. This is the Pew. Yeah, this is some very intense snow. So this is right around the Buffalo airport as we speak. And yeah, travel is almost at a crawl. You're not going 65. You're going around 20, 25 miles an hour. Very, very poor visibility. Just looking at this map, you can see the headlights. Four ways going on there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles, and I believe Andy, we could see somebody pulled over on the side of the road there.
Where did you say that was again?
This was right around the Buffalo airport. This is the I-90, the Pew exit. Exit 49.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And then there's the downtown view again. We have thunder and lightning near Mercy in South Buffalo. Again, look at that. The question, isn't there a driving ban? That's a great observation. As soon as I saw this comment, I said, yeah, I do believe it started at 9 o'clock, but maybe they're letting people get to where they want to go. By the way, at the bottom of the screen, if you see that number 503-2639 or 503-ANDY, go ahead and send a text to that, and then that'll get you one-on-one touch with us throughout the storm. If you have any questions, you're happy to shoot them there. We'll answer them for you, and it also tells you what's going on. We'll give you updates on the weather as well. So that's the view in downtown Buffalo. All right, David, we're at 193 likes. Let's go ahead and let's get 200. Who wants to beat 200 in this room? Go ahead and smash it and see if we can get that number up there. That would be fantastic. If we could do that as we move on. 193. Let's see there's 194. Come on, 195. Let's go to 200. Keep it going.
By the way, on Doppler, this is where that camera was. This is the Buffalo airport. A lot of I know there's this donut shaped. I mean, it just doesn't mean that it's not snowing. This is just where exactly Doppler is.
Yeah,
and
the radars are.
Yeah, it's some very heavy snowfall right here. There you go, just down the road.
200. Thank you.
Yeah, 90. Yeah, some very, very heavy snow, and this extends Williamsville, Clarence Center, Akron, 2 to 3 inches per hour. We've been getting some of those snow reports in, and we're certainly, this is living up to, ground truth of what we're seeing. Thanks to everybody for sending in your snow reports.
You know what? I wanted to look at it's Sandra, and she said, "Hey, it stopped snowing in Cheektowaga. Look what we're looking at right there. Look at that little gap, that little window in Cheektowaga. Don't enjoy the break, Sandra, because this may be one of the last times you can say it stopped snowing in Cheektowaga for quite some time. When you look out over the lake, and that band of snow is going to start plowing through again. Man, oh man, that right there at the exit. Now widen out.
Here, look at the
how
edge.
long is it going to last?
This is I would say probably 15, 20. Right, because here comes the snow back into downtown Buffalo.
Yep.
There you go. There's the wind.
We just showed you moments ago. Downtown was clear. And now when you compare it, just that edge, see that defined edge there by the B? That's what it turns into. Something like that.
This is the Niagara Street exit, right?
Yep.
Right around here. And then this is the exit that would take you to not the Adams Mark Hotel. What's it called now? Adams Mark is like so
Buffalo Grand
that was like
is
5
the
years. Yeah, I was gonna say this is about 5 years ago, but yeah, it's coming back. And then this is the Skyway right around here. So Skyway is seeing a break, but that's going to change in the next 10 minutes or so, Andy.
Yep. Just got a report in Snyder. They've got 3 inches sitting on the ground in Snyder. So there's another. If you have if you've got a report of how much snow you've got, send it in. Hey, take a look at what's going on over Fort Erie right now. Slide on a little bit further to the west, because the view that we're watching in downtown Buffalo is getting worse and worse rapidly. Anybody watching in southern Ontario, Fort Erie, you're undergoing that. The 190, as you go up towards, I believe it's at the 198 split there. That may be some of the worst weather we've got on there. Man.
Yeah. Even the road that on Skajakwita where that interchange is, the 33, that takes you to Buffalo. I mean, that's some very heavy snow there on the Skajakwita. But I wanted to actually, I wanted to.
Can I throw? I've got 2 more totals because we asked people to hit us.
Okay, got it. Yes, you're right.
3.5 in the town of Tonawanda, 3 inches in Amherst. So it looks like the North Towns. If you took a paintbrush, a 3-inch paintbrush, and just did that from. Looks like the Tonawandas over to Akron, maybe even Clarence. It's a 3-inch swath, and it looks like that's going to shut down for the North Towns in some spots momentarily. Now, go ahead with your thought, Dave.
Yeah, Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
I was going to say Niagara Falls, Youngstown, just about out of it for now. This is going to move back into your area, not on Friday, but Saturday. So you're just about done with the snowfall for now. But now, this snow is starting to whip back into Kenmore, into the Buffalo area, Cheektowaga. I mean, we were just talking about it. You're clear for now. You got that 10, 15-minute window, but here it comes. And I want to widen up this view just to give you the whole picture. Hamburg, the Orchard Park area. I mean, that's where some really good snowfall was happening. Steve was just on, and he showed us the flamingos and the ruler and how fast that snowfall accumulated in South Buffalo, right around 6 to 7 inches out in his backyard. But I want to show you the tail end of this lake effect band.
Man,
and
Dave,
this is like going up and down
by the minute.
I mean, this looks like it's going to whip back into maybe even the shorelines of Chautauqua County. So Dunkirk, Silver Creek, you folks haven't seen a flake in 2-3 hours, and you might see some more snowflakes. I mean, it's going to be hugging the shorelines of northern Chautauqua County all the way into southern Erie County once again. But it's this tail right here. It's now hugging Erie, Pennsylvania. But look at right behind it. It's now starting to reorganize back northward once again. So this lake effect band, Andy, it's starting to spread the wealth. From the south towns to the north towns.
Yeah, I love what you were just doing in there, and I want to slow it down and break it apart for people. I think we're going to get a bunch of more folks piling into this snow party here in a moment, and I'll tell you why. From Ann in the city, the biggest flash of lightning that she can recall, followed by scary muffled thunder, just broke up the neighborhood snow football game right in the city of Buffalo. Now, what you were looking at there, David, is, and what everyone else is looking at on the screen, is something that's literally changing by minute as this begins to get going. Is November Part 2 is really now taking shape. And the 2 things that we're watching, if you look at Erie, Pennsylvania, and that's called the tail of the lake effect. And that is now beginning to really take shape. We're getting rid of the burst of snow is getting pushed away, and it's now going to define itself. It's going to choose its community at this point. And so you don't look at the communities where it's currently hitting. You have to look out over the lake to find out where it's going to go. It'll tell you which communities it's going to go to. It'll put the signature on the screen, and as we watch it, if you draw that line, are you able to tell us straight on there, David? I'll take you off the screen, put the full layout on.
I could, last time I tried, I was able to,
it?
but I wasn't able to move the map, so I had to exit out of the
Don't worry
program
about
and then
Don't
come
worry
back
about
in.
it.
But I can have a
draw
cursor.
line. Yeah, use the cursor, and I mean, when you freeze it, let's freeze frame it on the most current frame.
Yeah.
And
There you
where you can see Buffalo is in the middle of this right now. We're back in the snow. We're accumulating snows, inches per hour. We've had Ground Truth verify that. This is what we're looking at now. And it's hitting the north towns. The most updated frame just came in. It got a little bit better on the northern end of Grand Island. The southern end of Grand Island, still right in the middle of that. We showed you the Peace Bridge. And when you look at the difference in that, offshore of Erie, this is now going to start sliding towards Dunkirk. The shoreline of Lake Erie is going to come into play over the next hour or two. That includes areas like Sturgeon Point, and when you get into Niagara, or I should say Niagara, but Highland on the Lake, a number of those communities. It's going to take a few of the northern communities like Grand Island and the Tonawandas out of play in the next hour or so. And it's going to begin to kind of hunker down and pick its spot for the next couple of hours. So it's going to take let's go up to the north towns now.
Yeah, we're getting comments from people living in the north towns, Niagara Falls, Kenmore, 2 people from Kenmore watching.
Yeah, here it is. And that's what we're finding is keeping the live stream going, having people pop in. If you're just joining us now, it seems like when a community gets hit, that's when everybody kind of looks at their phone and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they hop in. So we're happy to take your questions. Go ahead and fire them away. Also, you can always send a text to 503-2639 anytime and ask the same questions and get the answers back. Happy to do that. I think we put seen it in Kenmore, and then it's blowing side. Yeah, we just did both of those there. Happy to take those comments. That's why.
Laura was talking about Niagara Falls, the snow-covered roadways. Oh, yeah,
downtown
there you go.
Disappeared. So that view that we just popped on the screen where you can't see anything in the city, that's the type of view you're getting in Fort Erie, in Kenmore. And we could go street by street. I believe you can take us right in there. And it looks like you can see Church Street, that exchange. And then you go a little bit further over, and that's the entrance of Tupper to the 33. And we could walk right up Delaware Avenue on this map and continue on up into the north towns. And there's the 198 swallowed up in there. Route 33 is ugly. How far does this go? Because we're getting a lot of other stuff. Swirling back and forth in Tonawanda. Tonawandas, this may be the hardest you're going to get hit in the Tonawandas going to be right now. Hey, Christopher, thank you very much. I appreciate that observation. That's a great question. That's why we're doing this. This storm demands this kind of coverage. Steady in Cambria, new Route 104. We're working our way up there. Ron, hang out. No, you're doing great. It's not easy to do this. Look at the cutoff, almost right at the U.S.-Canadian line right now. So Niagara Falls is about to pop out of this. You're almost done in Niagara Falls. I think you're going to be done.
Youngstown too.
Youngstown, we said you were going to get a burst in the north towns. This is that burst of snow. Ransomville, even Wilson. But look, I think the Tonawandas right now are seeing the steadiest snow come down. And it's not going to surprise me. Look how dark that
color is. Look how dark it is. A blue. North Tonawanda. I mean, Clarence, we've been...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, we've been calling your name out for the past hour or so, and this is adding up within these tense bands of snowfall. I mean, this is something we've been talking about over the past couple of days, that this is going to happen in some of the communities across Western New York.
That's the view in the city of Buffalo, and then that's also going to be the view that you get on there. Hey, what I want to do, Dave, I'm going to walk people through what's going to happen. And while we do that, I want to see if you can maybe grab one of the 290 cams.
Got it.
Folks.
Yeah.
So we they don't have the stamina as long as the people do. We're outperforming the computers now, David. That's a scary thought. Wind picked up in the town of Tonawanda. There we go. Debbie says, excellent coverage. Thank you. You guys define the coverage, Debbie. We're only talking about what you want. And David's doing a great job of holding this all together, and it's a team effort being able to bring you this kind of information at this kind of granular level where you can ask a question and have it answered. So we appreciate all the kind words. Thank you very much from everybody, and it means a lot. Smash the like button. The best thing you can do, it'd be like giving us a big high five after scoring a touchdown, hitting that like button. We're backing this up. It's going a little slow, but it'll play catch up on us here. It's got us at 6 p.m. on Friday, but I want to bring this back to a more current view, which will take us to the hours here. Let me know if you got the 290 because this is moving a little slow.
I do actually. I got the
right,
290 right where the 190, 290
Plows are going by. There you go.
Yeah, just the South Grand Island Bridge. I mean, this is what you're looking at, and you can see even a line of cars streaming right there. But yeah, the plows are trying to do their jobs. You got a lot of four ways going, and yeah, this is some poor visibility. You can see the four ways. You can barely see the billboard. I don't know if you can look at that. And then there's a sign right there, an exit. So this is the 290 right around Delaware Avenue and the 190. And this is what you would take to get to the Grand Island South Bridge if you wanted to head to Grand Island or even Niagara Falls.
Yep, that is not pretty.
Barb is saying, I'm not far from the Colvin exit of 290. Wind is really blowing.
Yeah, well, you can see it. I mean, the snow's coming. That's the same type of snow that we saw in South Buffalo.
Yeah,
100%. And that's going to be there. You can see. Let me get this off the screen. Barb, I'm going to thank you for the comment. I'm going to clear it for a moment. When the cars come by, and there's not much.
Hey,
Peter
wants to know. Yeah.
503-2639. All you have to do is text weather. Do it right now. 506-2639. Text weather. You hop right in, and you can be part of the party. Hundreds of Western New Yorkers have done it today, yesterday, and we're going to keep adding. Feel free to tell friends about it as well. Let's go back to Barb here. Not far from the Colvin exit, and it's really blowing. I've got the model back up here, and yeah, there it is. Thank you, Sandra. She had quicker fingers than I do, and smash the like button. So here we go. Bringing this back on the screen, and this was 8 o'clock. Let's see if it'll play ball with us. It looks like it might be trying to update as we speak, unfortunately. So we'll try to get that rolling and bring it. It looks like that may need a restart on that machine. It's 2 hours of Doppler is all it's got.
I do have some breaking news, Andy.
Yeah, fire away.
According to DoorDash, if you're hoping to order out on DoorDash, at least in the South Buffalo area, they're looks like they're temporarily halting. Well, they are temporarily halting operations from now until 1 o'clock on Sunday. So
the question is, how is DoorDash? How are they even operating with the drive-in ban, right?
That's a great question, but I just got this text from DoorDash saying that they're halting it. They're canceling it until 1 o'clock on Sunday. So you're unfortunately you're not going to be able to order food out. But then again, I don't know how a Dasher or anyone would be able to travel in some of these bands of snow. I mean, look at that camera you've got there. That's Buffalo. You can't see it again. You cannot see the buildings or the 190.
No, neither of these are very pretty.
No. I mean, you're not going the speed limit. I mean, this is 55 miles an hour on the 290 at the Delaware Avenue exit. You're not going that speed. You're going at least 20, 30 miles below that. You can see the tire tracks Certainly slick conditions out there. You can barely make out the guardrail.
All right.
And starting to see a little bit improving conditions, I would say. I'm finally starting to see the billboard, but still, I mean, this is pretty poor conditions on the 290.
Yeah, moderate snow, Harlem and Route 33. Absolutely.
3 inches.
Hey,
Yeah.
Here it is again. I think I've got this where it'll play ball with us, and this is 10 o'clock tonight. So this is kind of where we're at with that burst of snow exiting, and then we have that band beginning to develop, and you can see that as we zero in on this, and hopefully this will play ball with us again. Just what we described is that the heaviest of the blues are going to be just south of Buffalo. And I don't know if you can, how good your screen is, but Lackawanna, West Seneca, the 190-90 interchange, some of these communities were the ones that were hit really hard back in 2014, and they're right in the middle of it again. Here's the size of the system. So that burst of snow, once it gets through Batavia and Lockport, you're done. 11 o'clock, we're calling it for the North towns that this burst of snow is going to be done at 11 o'clock. Orleans County, I think we can safely, by another hour after that, take them out of the party. And then watch what happens. This is where the band begins to organize itself. And I want to bring us back. Let's go to the South towns. I'm going to bring this full so we can get a really good look at it here. There it is. And this is where that's going to line up. And there's some wiggle room in where this sets up. And you can see that it's the city of Buffalo, Blaisdell, inland to Depew, Cheektowaga. And there's a chance this may wobble a little bit and then lock in. But all of the communities that are south of the city, you're under the gun pretty much all night long into the early morning hours. And then we'll widen this back out because it goes all the way in the look at the extent of this snow band coming off of Lake Erie. That's a lot of snow inland and possibly it wobbles it as far south as Springville. That remains to be seen. We're skeptical of this southern push to the extent that the model paints it. But safe to say, Amherst, Grand Island, and Niagara Falls is kind of out of the snow party. 8 a.m. there it is, and the model wants to wander it back up towards the city of Buffalo early in the morning. So this is going to be something that bears watching as there's some forces that will be acting on this band of snow. Now in 2014, what happened? I'm going to bring us to. You got another camera there, Dave?
Yeah, I want to bring it out here to the 290. According to NITEC, there is a crash right around the Main Street exit. So that's exit 7.
Got it.
Oh, you got me?
Let's do it. There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
So we've got.
Yeah, look at that. Yep. Yeah, so this is according to NITEC. This is 290 East crash right around exit 7. So that's the Main Street exit in Amherst. I know for a fact that's a pretty tight turn. Once you go over the bridge and then on the 290, then the exit is literally right there. You can see the car just on the side of the road there, at least one vehicle, the 4-ways around, and a couple of cop cars. But it now looks like it's a tow truck, I want to say, that's trying to pull this vehicle. But the right lane is closed. So, I mean, it is some tricky travel out there if you have to be on the roads. I mean, if you don't, just stay off and let the plows just do their job.
That's right. What are we going to expect in Tonawanda tomorrow morning? Dave, I'm going to handle this one while you get the radar queued up again, and then I'm going to have you take folks on a tour and answer a couple more questions. So, Barb, here we go. This is 11 a.m., and I think, again, the Tonawandas are not involved in this during the course of the morning hours. Once we get through this initial burst of snow, that's where this thing is going to live and stay down to the south. It'll between the city of Buffalo and some of the south towns, there's some indication that it may jog or wander a couple of communities, but the potential is there that this is going to lock in. And when you look at this, watch the gradient here. The northern edge of that band, look how tight that is. You go one side of the 190 and you've got nothing. The other side of the 190 is going to be a whiteout by the interchange. And that's going to be something we're going to have to watch extremely closely and monitor it literally on a minute-by-minute basis like we're doing right now. All right, David, I'm going to turn you loose on Doppler and answer a couple questions. I'm going to be back in just a moment.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're looking at an hour loop of Doppler, and we've been calling out the North Towns just about the past hour and getting a lot of comments in. Debbie saying that is one huge band. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, widening out the view, you want to see where this is extending to. This is now into Rochester. I mean, this is crossing past Rochester into the next county. So does Newark. About to see some snow. Look at the cutoff right there. But the heaviest snow, by the way, is into Batavia, Medina, the Thruway. I mean, we've been showing some pictures, night tech cameras, showing a couple of accidents on the 290. In fact, zooming in a little bit closer, this is where some very heavy snowfall crossing into sections from Williamsville, the 90, the 290. That is a very tricky spot to travel in, by the way. Once you're going over that bridge and onto the 290, there's that accident. That's where we're seeing that accident reported by night tech. Widening out the view, somebody was saying about 5.5 inches in Cheektowaga. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for the comment. If you have any snow reports, by the way, please give them, send them our way. We'd love to know the ground truth of what's happening here across New York, and as the band begins to move back south here. So Clarence Center, yeah, you're getting some heavy snowfall. North Tonawanda, we had a lot of reports. Thunder snow in Tonawanda the past 30 minutes. The good news is, I mean, look at this. You're about to see the snow exit your area. Grand Island, the North Grand Island Bridge, you are snow-free for now. South Grand Island, still seeing some of those flakes. That is about to leave. What's that?
Did I just see that's 5.5 inches? And is that a fresh total in Cheektowaga?
Cheektowaga, yeah. Yes.
Well, that's on par with
Wally
South
Byers
Buffalo
is saying thunder snow. Where is that? If you can let us know where that thunder snow was.
I just clicked it off. Hey,
there you go.
Yeah, Wally, tell us where you're at. I know you're excited. Everybody is. Thunder snow is like this. I don't. If you've
awesome.
if you've never heard thunder snow, and you're like, what's the big deal? Why are these guys, why does that Weather Channel guy start jumping around? And if you've ever been near where a thunder snow strike is, there's some kind of weird energy that's released, and literally you could have no interest in weather whatsoever. And when thunder snow happens above your house, there's something oddly magical about it that kind of fires you up. You're like, hey, that thunder snow. It's a natural reaction. You don't have to be a weather geek to have that reaction, guaranteed.
Yeah, I was just mentioning, it's leaving Grand Island right now. The heaviest snow still South Grand Island Bridge. Looking on the eastern side of that bridge, Kenmore, the 190, that's where we're seeing very heavy snow. Kenmore, I know somebody was watching in Kenmore. Jesse commenting now that DoorDash is suspending orders in the Lockport area. That's until 1 o'clock. So yeah, the South Buffalo area, the Lockport area, they are canceling those orders. So if you're looking to sit back and relax and order some DoorDash, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that until Sunday at 1 o'clock. Well, actually, for Lockport, that's looking at 1 o'clock Friday.
All right, go ahead and widen Doppler. I've been looking at this. This view's getting a little stale for us. That burst of snow, let's take it up into Niagara and Orleans County. Let's first get rid of it, and then we'll go to part 2 of all this. And there we go. So that first burst of snow that began at 7 o'clock, all those snowflakes now are in Lyndonville, Brockport, Medina, and the steadiest of it is coming right down on Transit Road in portions of Niagara, and it looks like it's all the way over to Medina. All right, you guys have, if you're watching in some of Niagara and Orleans County, from the snowbird, another hour, and that's gone. And it's probably history. Then we're going to focus on what's out over the lake. And so what I want to do is have David put Buffalo in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and then watch what's going on. And a very important move is occurring right now, which is going to tell the story of where this goes. And that band is becoming synced. So the burst is gone. Now you're going to get this narrow. It's going to continue to narrow in. and you're going to get this very intense band of snow within this convection. And then it's going to target areas from Buffalo into some of the South towns. If you haven't gotten snow in the South towns yet, I've been getting a bunch of texts. Hey, where's our snow in the South towns? It's coming. Now, zero in on this day. Bring the shoreline in. And as
I was going to say Dunkirk.
View. Yeah, look at that right there. Dunkirk's the first to get it. Sturgeon Point is going to be one of the next ones. Let's just roll right up the shoreline. And so now hold it right there. Do you see that how it kind of whips like that? That's indicative of this thing now kind of locking in. And it's going to take this angle, and look at the defined edge on that. The South Grand Island Bridge. Grand Island might be done with this for a while. This is now going to make that move, and it's either going to lock in and go right through the city of Buffalo and inland towards Batavia, or it's going to just jog slightly to the south. Dave, if you widen this out and give a look at it, how do you read it right now as far as is this going to slip south of the city totally? It looks to me like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, for a little bit. But I mean, look where it's recentering, where it's redeveloping. So Buffalo might get a break for, an hour or two. Yeah. And then look at the tail end, right just past Long Point. And you're starting to see it just regenerate once again. So this is, again, it's spreading the wealth. It's going north, south, north. But we're expecting this to become more stationary as the night goes on, and impact some of those communities from Buffalo southward.
A little too. Here it is. I live in Erie. Thunder snow is epic. You know it. There you go. There's something about it. Christopher says lake effect. You could put like 5 exclamations on there. And Sandra says thanks for the updates. Yeah, the news that they only give the weather guy like 2.5 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes on a good night. So here we're 2.5 hours in on this one. What I'm looking at here, David, again, is what you pointed it out, where when you watch what happens, this is going to impact the shore. Look at it's already. We talked about how Dunkirk is going to start to feel the effects of this. There it is. This is moving so fast, changing this rapidly. It's indicative of something the instability in order to generate a piece of lake effect like this is fantastic. It's unreal.
Early season lake effect.
It's going to be interesting that new right at the tail. If you could use your cursor and kind of circle the tail so people can kind of see what we've got out there, that is going to be interesting. Will it get kind of sucked in, or is it going to create a different band, or is it just being blocked, by some of the the taller towers in front of it? Maybe there's a little blocking of the what's behind some of that stuff. So very, very interesting though as this goes. Downtown Buffalo, by the way, still not there. Why is that? What are we looking at there?
Okay, it's whipping back. It's going back into Buffalo. Just on the border of West Seneca. So this is South Buffalo. Once you cross the bridge here, and there you go. Just about all of South Buffalo is now getting some snowfall on the doorstep of Lackawanna. This where I'm circling the cursor, by the way. This is where the Botanical Gardens is, and the Basilica. So this is now about to move into Lackawanna. Once again, West Seneca is dry. I mean, look how wide this is, and it's just going to whip back into portions of the South Towns, Andy. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes back to East Aurora, all the way back to Hamburg, and even into Orchard Park. So, I mean, it's clear for now, but that's going to change within the next hour or two as this begins to whip south. I mean, all of Buffalo, I don't know if you can see this on Doppler, just looking at it, but all of Buffalo, the metro area that is just back in to that snow band, that 2-inch snow band, as it begins to move southward here. So it is going to be some tricky travel once again. But as we go throughout the next couple of hours here, I just want to highlight some more communities. Akron, still seeing some snowfall. Oakfield, on the north or on the southern fringe of this, in Batavia, actually starting to see some things begin to light on up for Batavia. That's going to change again. Leroy, Attica, currently not seeing any flakes, but look as we go further south towards the shoreline here, towards Sturgeon Point. I mean, just about hugging the shoreline here. I mean, just you can kind of just reach out and see it and get it. Just touch it with your finger right there. It is that close to coming back into Sturgeon Point, Route 5 right there. So just a heads up, if you're in Angola, if you're in Evans, if you're around Lakeview, you're about to see another round of snow. So, I mean, if you think it's safe to drive on Route 5, think again. This is coming back. That heavy lake effect snow is about to move back into portions of the South Towns.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna have a little fun with this for a moment, and in a completely different view for you here. So this is the same storm that we're looking at. There's that burst of snow that just went up and through. And now that's sliding away, and you can see how it's beginning to kind of form a band. And so what I want to do is kind of turn this a little bit on its side here, and I think we're going to be able to pull this in and give you a 3D view of the lay of the land. Let me see if I can turn this a little. There we go. Now these things that are jutting out of the ground, that's ground clutter. Those are the signature of the windmills, but this is going to be a different vantage point for you. And we're going back to where does this all begin? And here's over Central Lake Erie. Look at the towers that begin to pop up. And then they and that is some intensity there. Those are some very, very tall tops coming in on this. This is not low top convection. This is big boy lake effect as this starts running right through and kind of going from the opposite direction here. This is what we're looking at. We'll pull it out. Well, that's a little too far out, but there's Niagara Falls. Look at the improvement even into the Tonawandas as this just streams in a. Now keep in mind all of this that you're seeing. That's that burst of snow, the initial onset. That was what right there. That's 7 o'clock that came through Buffalo. Now you've got this band that has been forecast for days and days. And those are absolutely. Those are the windmills. Happy to do this. Peter says, "What's that blue blob in East Aurora?" It's Vidler's
windmill.
Thank you very much. That's pretty cool. Happy to do this stuff for you, Barb. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. This is kind of a neat view of this storm, and it gives you an idea of when you start to see these kind of towers, David, out here, and kind of marching along. This is where you're getting it's how many thousands of feet this is going up into the atmosphere. And a good lake effect storm is 10,000 feet. I think the prognosis on this was going to be what, around 20?
15 to 20,000 feet. I mean, that's very intense bands of snow. I mean, put it this way. Lake Erie is in the mid 50s. I mean, that's warm for this time of year. You're getting that very cold air flowing over a warm body of water. That's creating lift. The topography also is creating lift. And what you're seeing right now, I mean, this is some very intense lake effect snow that is developing, and that is Sturgeon Point. Somebody wanted to know about Derby, Andy. Ryan wanted to know about Derby. That is exactly the view I think he wants to see. And like I mentioned before, I mean, it's almost like you could touch it. It's that close to the shoreline of Sturgeon Point where that outlet is on the water. So yeah, it's coming. Dunkirk, that is now just crossing back into your backyard. I know there's Silver Creek in the area, starting to see some flakes, and this is going to move in, or at least hug the shorelines of the southern tier for a little bit when you look at that trend, Andy.
I love this view right here. This is going to be the thing that. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's a fire hose of moisture just coming off the lake.
This is the thing that's the most telling of what it's doing, and you've got that burst. What I'm going to do, I'm going to even do something a little bit different here. Let's go. I'm going to bring this back to the point. Let's see if it'll load it quickly. the new frames. That's the burst of snow. That's the initial burst, and then here's the birth of the lake effect band, and to where we are right now. That's that initial burst. I'm gonna take this back. I'm gonna take this back a little bit further. Maybe we can get the complete onset. If we do, I'll definitely flip this out. Let's go 50 frames. 50 frames in. Let's see if it'll load that up. May even have to go 75, but it'll be worth the wait for everybody in the room. This is worth the wait if it loads up here.
Hey, why not? I can show you a picture right now from Wally out in the Amherst area. He just sent us a picture, and yeah, there you go. That's a good amount of snowfall accumulating on his Jeep, his brand new Jeep, by the way. Yeah, he's gonna have to do some shoveling if he has to leave Amherst. You could see some blowing snow there out in the distance too, and yeah, hunker down. I'm pretty sure Wally's absolutely loving this. But thank you, Wally, for sending us this picture in.
Loving it.
John is saying 6 inches since 8 o'clock in Clarence Center. I buy it. I buy that. And Amherst and Clarence, you know, just about, you know, in the same area.
Yep. All right, check this out. This is going to be the birth of Snowvember Part 2. And right here, let's see if it'll go. There you go. Starting it up. I don't think I can pause the stream, but this is the burst of snow, that initial burst that hit the city, and then it did hit South Buffalo a little bit. 6 inches of snow there. Now you've got a break in the South towns. Look at this band. There's that whip that's coming through downtown Buffalo. And then and this is just so amazing, watching the lake boil up and send this stuff inland. That's what it's doing right now. Hey, if you're still in here, thank you very much. Go ahead and hit the like button for us. That would be a cool thing for you to do. I know it's getting a little bit late, and we're probably gonna give it a pause here and pick this up as it gets going again a little bit later. But that's what we're watching. Dave, it looks like you got another camera loaded up, Dave.
This is about the same camera. This is the I-290 Main Street exit. It's where you cross the bridge, and then there's the Main Street, like literally the Main Street exit. You have to immediately get into another right lane, and we still got at least you know, one police cruiser out there. I know the right lane is closed right here, and people are trying to go around the accident or where the crash happened. Looks like one vehicle at the very least involved, and the tow truck is currently trying to two tow trucks actually on the scene there, and it looks like they're trying to get that vehicle out of the snow. Otherwise, just very tricky travel. You can't see the sign. And yeah, I mean, people are certainly going to a crawl right there. So here's this band of lake effect snow, and you can see I like this because you see that line over the center point of the lake, the dividing line between the U.S.-Canadian border. If you use that as your guide, this started on the Canadian side and now has migrated more along over to the American side. But really, it's going to follow that line, and where that line goes, it's actually I'm going to grab it right under here. You're going to see it right under there, and where that takes you right into the city of Buffalo. And it looks like this thing is going to line up, if not right on that line, pretty darn close to the U.S.-Canadian border. My question would be, this piece right here looks like it's going to hug the shoreline and hit a bunch of those communities. This will be an interesting sign. If this wobbles inland a little bit more, that's gonna, if it just hits the shoreline, it encounters some frictional convergence and doesn't allow it to leave the lake, that could be a fascinating piece there as well. I know this is really deep for the folks out there, and I understand that. This is we're just having a little bit of fun at this point. If you have questions and we haven't answered them already, hop right in. But at this point, Peter's got a comment.
Playing around. Yeah, what's Peter say?
I wanted to actually pull up. I just pulled up a Nike camera of West Seneca. This is 400 and Union Road, and this is what it looks like right now. He was saying that West Seneca was getting hit hard over the past couple of hours, and then the past hour it's been quiet. But now the snow is back in his backyard, and you can see that right on the NITEC camera.
Yeah, look at that, right in there. Boy, you are talking about living on the edge. Hello, West Seneca. Right in there. So Cheektowaga, West Seneca, there's the 400. I mean, this thing is just creeping right around Gardenville, Ebenezer. And it's going to continue to kind of meander. And that's how close. Oh, there it goes. Right there.
Yeah.
Look at the right there, the push on the Silver Creek. From the side view, you can see this thing begin to cut in. It doesn't want to do a full inland cut. And then let's get an update on the tail of this. There's those extra pieces. Some of the intense snow, we might get another shot of thunder snow as these begin to, if they hold together.
Ooh, that might go for Southern Erie, would you say?
Yeah.
The trajectory, that's more like extreme Southern Erie.
Well,
where the high towers are.
If it pushes inland, yes, but it might not. That's the key. All right, here we go. What kind of radar is this? It is a super cool 3D radar. Radar Scope. If you want to pick it up, it's a great app. Neat stuff. You'll lose hours of your life playing with that. Downtown Buffalo, by the way. Downtown Buffalo brought to you by 503 Andy, because there's nothing to see in the city. What do you got, David? Pulling me up.
Yeah, 190 between 33 and Walden Avenue. I mean,
oh my gosh,
you can't see anything.
No,
just a sea of red, kind of. Yeah, it's
right.
it is some good snowfall out there in Cheektowaga.
Man, that thing is going. I just dumped out of the radar, Dave. So why don't we? I'm going to pop this on Skycam for a moment, and then we're going to switch back over here, grab this, and see what's going on. There you go, Stacy. Happy to help you out. Glad you enjoy it. We've covered just about everything up to this point. I think at this point, it's just going to be watching this evolve, see who's getting hit. I think we've given a lot of the snow totals. We're kind of no problem, Diane. We're kind of done with the. Oh, hold on a second here. You want to send some pics in too? Absolutely. You can send them in to 503-2639. Text them right in. We're happy to show them. And we're essentially going to sit here and watch this thing, which it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing what it was forecast to do up to this point. And now the question is, is it going to continue to follow along the plan, or is it going to change its mind and deviate from that? And those are going to be the little nuances that really begin to make it either a legendary storm or one that's just a really good storm as it spreads around. So this is going to be the view that we're going to get until the morning. And then once the morning comes, it'll be interesting to see what we have as far as snow is sitting on the ground in there. A lot of kids with the snow days tomorrow. So look at this huge gusts of wind in Alden right now. Wind is really blowing.
Let's
pull
see.
the Doppler up. Let's see what's going on in Alden. Why the wind just pick up?
Alden. There you go. Oh yeah, they're on the outer band. They're on the outer edge. I mean, we were talking about it. It's typically like on the outer edge of lake bands that you get some gusty winds, and you're just on the doorstep too. I'm about to cross the town line, Lancaster. I mean, there you go.
Man, that's going to be an interesting scenario. Watching this unfold. And again, we've been at this for 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're hanging out. I think we fed everybody all the information that they wanted. really is going to be tracking some of the snow totals, watching what happens over the next 24 hours. Because if these snow rates happen, the communities like Kenmore, Buffalo, scenes like this, that's just snow piling up. As soon as we get this to clear up, we'll be able to get a look at what's on the ground and see what the totals are. But it's been doing that in Buffalo for about another hour, so that's going to add another 3 inches to the 3 or 4 that's on the ground. Not necessarily in South Buffalo, but it does look like the metro proper, all the way to the 290. We said this was going to be the time that the Tonawandas get zero in there. How close are we to the Tonawandas being done, or at least North Tonawanda being done?
North Tonawanda is just about done. This is where the Erie Canal is, right?
Yep. There you go.
Right here. Tonawanda is still seeing some flakes, but not as heavy. But you have to go 5-10 miles south, and right just in northern Kenmore, Amherst area, this is where the heavy snow is. UB almost done, by the way. Just looking at this.
That's pretty cool. Hey, David, what I want you to do is pull up that video that you shot from earlier today.
Okay.
I thought it was really neat. Dave was out and grabbed some drone video. I think you'll enjoy watching this. The folks
the drone video. Okay.
Yeah, the folks. Do you have that or no? Is that not?
I could try and find it for you. Hold on.
Yeah, the folks that have made it. The folks that have made it this far, you'll get a look at this when you load it up. Right through the center of that. Man.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, here we go. Ready? We'll pull it up. So there it is. Add it to the stream. It's loading. All right, there it is. Tell folks where this was. This was somewhere up in where? North Dakota?
No. This is in West Falls. So just around the Colden area, and it's like nature took out a brush and just painted all the trees, and it was wonderful. No wind at all. It's one of my favorite videos I've shot with a drone, and you can see a utility truck leaving the area, and the falls is right around there. But yeah, it's just like trees with snow for ever and ever. It just goes on and on and on. You can see the hills just painted, and Kissing Bridge is just on the road, by the way, from there. So it was beautiful. And when I shot that, I'm like, I have to put this out here, Andy. It was incredible. It's barely any words I can describe just how gorgeous that view was in West Falls.
Yeah, what you were seeing on the screen, you might have been in slight disbelief of the what those images came out. So yeah, that's awesome. All right, I think what we're going to do is we're coming up on a 3-hour thing here, and I know that the news programs are going to kind of pick it up. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of new numbers coming in, so people might just be settling in. That's been on the same community for a while, or they're all out shoveling. What do you think?
You know what? Hold on, hold that thought.
They might all be shoveling.
Let's see. Yeah, we do have some snowfall reports. Breaking news, just in, and this is from the National Weather Service at Buffalo. So
what's that?
Northwest Buffalo, 6 inches of snow, and that's from a national weather. That's from a meteorologist. Buffalo Airport got about 6 inches of snow as well. So those are the 2 reports that are in right now.
The airport's at half a foot. We haven't hit midnight.
Yeah. This was at 9:49. Just came in.
9:49, a half a foot out at the airport. That's yeah. Holy
That's impressive. Cow. It was like on there for what, 2 hours? So like 3 inches an hour at the Buffalo Airport.
Yep. All right. Couple more questions. This one I want to let's help Chad out. How long is this going to hang out in the metro area? Take a look at the radar here. This is going to answer your question. A long time, Chad. That is, this is
at least another hour or two.
This is going to produce this image.
Yeah.
For So Dave, show me a little bit more of the lake, and then we'll get him a number on here. Then Jim, you're next. If you look at go in a little bit, and there's a little spike. You see that spike on the north side? If you see the spike on the north side of the band, right before the B.
No.
Yeah, pause it.
Okay.
Right before the B. There it is. See the spike on the north side of the band?
Yes.
All right. Put your cursor on that, and then what we're going to do is walk that backwards a little bit to the dip and the valley. So we'll call that the peak. Go to the left. The valley is right there. Move your cursor a little bit to the left. Right there. Right in there. Not too far.
The tail.
Anyway.
You're talking about the tail?
No. The dip in the middle. Right off of, you go north of Dunkirk, and you're right there. So that could be a thing that allows it to lighten up in Buffalo between that spike and the dip. You might see that clear the city, but I got to be honest. When you play it again, David, loop it. I don't see this leaving the city. It doesn't look like it wants to push. It doesn't look like it wants to. There's a chance in another hour that this slides just to the south and east of the city and swallows up Hamburg. But the fact that it hasn't decided to come ashore at Dunkirk more than it has, that's a sign that's a little, it's having trouble pushing inland. And it may not drop as far south of Buffalo as we would hope to give you a break. That's wild. That's the thing I'm watching right there is how it interacts with the shoreline. Is it going to be pushed around by the winds a little bit or the wobble, or is it going to hold steady when it comes in contact with the city of Buffalo? So that spike will be, as we get a few new frames in, it'll be interesting to watch what happens right to the left of that spike. And it might give Buffalo a break, but right, that's a what do you think? Maybe 40 minutes away at least.
Maybe
to get
now.
That in there.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Let's go 40 minutes away from the break. You're getting 3 inches an hour. You're getting crushed. That's going to be another 4 or 5 inches of snow. All right, Jim, we put you on hold for too long, buddy. Great to have Jim Herr in the house. How wet is the snow, and at what point should I shovel my roof? Now, okay, we laugh, right? They thought it's funny. That's legit. That is a legit question.
I know. That's the first time. I know. It's the first time I heard like shoveling, roof, but it's true. You're right.
It's gonna happen.
That was a laugh of pain.
Back in 2014, we had to do snow depth to weight calculations. And people that had flat roofs had people haul snow blowers to the roof and begin clearing the roof because of the weight of the snow. The roof was weighted for a certain amount of weight, and the depth of the snow and the heaviness of the snow was more than what it was spec'd for, so they had to clear the roof. That's going to be a legitimate question. You start to go 30, 40 inches. If you get to that 40-inch mark in some of these communities, it sounds funny, but that is a legitimate question. At what point do you need to consider shoveling your roof? And
it was just
the simple answer is when you start to hear it creak. So
I mean, that was like a painful laughter because it's, here we go again. We worked together during Snowvember, and it's just 8 years.
John's hooking us up with this is great timing, John. He's 1 mile inland at Dunkirk, no flurries. Let's zero in on Dunkirk and fly in there. This is just trying. I mean, it's not really plowing into the shoreline. It's just bouncing off. Chad's got he just took a look at his truck in Sloan. He's got a a foot of snow. I'm not going to doubt it. Looking at the intensity of that, a foot of snow in Sloan already. The airport came in with 6 at 9:30, but it's been hitting Sloan harder than the airport for longer, and that's what's happening. That's the best view we got of the city. Holy cow. Kathleen in Ellicottville, school is closed. Anybody wondering why they closed school now after looking at this? No one's second guessing that. No one's. Check on your neighbors. Thank you very much, Stacy. That is excellent advice. Holy cow. So where is he 1 mile in from the beach? He says he's not. The question was, or the answer, he says, still no flurries. A mile inland. Does that make sense when you look at the radar?
Not really.
A mile. It depends on what, northern Dunkirk or right.
Well, it might have just started snowing in Dunkirk now.
Inland from the pier. John has 7 since 8. An inch in 15 minutes. Man. Here he is. He's exit 59 in the I-90. Let's see. Let's ground truth the radar a little bit, and this helps us out. It gives us an idea of how accurate the cutoff is when we see it on the map. Is it in real life in the same spot, or is it different? So let's find out. He's down there, exit 59, the inland of Dunkirk. Can we fly down to Dunkirk?
Sorry.
Yeah, this was John. He's near exit 59 on the 90.
Would that be here?
Yeah, that's right in there. I believe that's 59.
I mean, just on the fringe.
It would make sense. Yeah, it's so right on the edge of all that. Well, John, thank you very much for playing. And John, look at another inch in 15 minutes. Well, there's your 3-4 inch an hour. Man, what about the South Towns? You know what? Conspicuously, there's nobody in Orchard Park or Hamburg's, in here banging around asking questions because they're getting nothing. Although that's about to change, isn't it?
All right, David. I'm just still.
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
There's the spike. Follow the spike. We're seeing it advance a little closer. I think the city gets a break. Are we going to do the weather bet?
No.
Now, widen out a little bit. Widen out, and let's see if that dip.
Yeah, you're right. But it's interesting because it's like it doesn't want to go inland, right?
Yeah.
It's fighting.
It's fighting it. But that's what happened in 2014, and that's what caused.
But then you look at the tail end here. You're getting some reorganization. So Buffalo probably gets a break, and then this is back towards Buffalo.
It's coming
later on
back in. There's a chance that it's going to take another hour to get a look at that. I want to bring us in. It's going to take another hour to get a look at where that new access is, where it starts where it charges. Is it going to end up being north, or is it going to take more of a westerly turn? Because right now that the Doppler doesn't really say whether it's going to be. Let me pull you back in, David. Do you see what I'm saying? The access of the new band that's generating south of Long Point.
Yeah, and I'm trying to draw the cursor just to see.
It's too short. It needs another half hour of growth, and then you can kind of game plan and say, is that going to be more of a there's a chance it's more westerly. There's a chance that comes right in Sturgeon Point, right in the face of the shoreline.
Yeah.
Or does it go right up to Buffalo? That we'll know very quick. That is evolving so fast. Minute by minute, that thing is evolving, and it's going to feed right into the tail of the band that's currently there. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Thank you very much, Diane. Appreciate it. Wind's really blowing in Cheektowaga. You know it. That's. Here's another one. Near whiteout conditions in Cheektowaga near St. Joe's Hospital. That's right in there. So let me ask, does it look something like that? If the view out your window looks something like that, then those are you can categorize that as near whiteout conditions, no doubt. That's going to be right in here. Look at that little fluctuation that gave Cheektowaga a break is gone.
Yeah.
Let's look at the north end of this, David. Kenmore's still getting hit. And it looks like if someone's definitely going to get a break in the next 20 minutes, it's Kenmore. They've been getting hit as hard as anybody else. But when you look to the south and west,
anybody north of 990, just north of UB.
Yeah,
that's
spike.
Starting to light up. Yeah.
Yeah. Right there. South of Welland. There it is. It's going to go. Point Abino is going to like pop out of this, out of the band briefly here. Slide. Give me a little more. Slide up. Slide. Yeah, no, the other way actually. Down, I guess you'd call it. Niagara Falls. You're in the clear. There it is. It fits perfectly just on the water surface. When we get another update, this is in rapid update mode, and I believe this is going to be minutes, not 10-minute updates. But we're in precipitation mode, so this should be in rapid update mode, which would put us 3 to 5 minute updates. Is that what we're doing? We're getting a new frame every 3 to 5 minutes.
Just about. I'd say 5-7 minutes.
Yep. So what we're going to do is just kind of with your cursor, show the folks the piece of real estate we're looking at right now that we're really keen on. That's gonna show when Buffalo gets a break.
Ooh. I mean, you're looking at that pushing easterly right here.
Right there.
And this looks like it's going to go. Yeah, and this looks like it's going to shove to the shorelines of Evans. There you go. You're starting to see some lighter flakes along Route 5 from Evans, Derby, Stewardship Point, right around here. Angola on the lake. Eden, by the way, nothing on the radar for you. Hamburg, town of Hamburg. Looks like this is now starting to push forward towards the village of Hamburg. Sliding up the shorelines, too. I mean, Blaisdell, it was getting a break, but now this is back in your area. Lackawanna, starting to see some heavier snowfall. And then West Seneca, I know we had somebody reporting, or somebody in the house from West Seneca that was watching right around Union Road. We were seeing some on and off snowfall there, but the heaviest still remains in Buffalo, in Sloan, and Cheektowaga. I mean, that's some 2 to 3 inches an hour. That adds up over a short time period.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the imagery that was sent in from the folks that were watching. They sent it into 503-2639, 503 Andy, and some of the pictures that we got in earlier. 9:30 in the town of Tonawanda looked like about an inch or two, but man, that's going to change. 9:30 is a whole different story than what it is right now. That is, we've got a ton of images just coming in here. I'm going to try to be able to share some of these, but as we go, did we get a new image in yet, Dave?
Oh, I mean, I can check now. I'm just.
Did we get a new radar update?
I just got thunder snow in South Buffalo just now. Just heard it.
You got another one?
Yeah, it was a good flash too.
Take a look at that spike as it continues to move inland.
Oh, look at how that spread. Let's go.
Did it just get? There it is.
Yeah, so about to cross Grand Island Bridge. South Grand Island Bridge.
That's marching in there right now.
And this is about to move towards Tonawanda. I mean, this isn't, I wouldn't say this is the heaviest snow. It's a moderate clip, but the heaviest snow is still well south. But this is probably the last time North Tonawanda and much of the north towns, you folks are going to see snow tonight and even into much of tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're going further south, and this heavy band is now into South Buffalo once again. Downtown Buffalo. I mean, you've been showing that camera, and it's just a whiteout. You should be able to see the 90. You can't see the 190. I mean, it's pretty much gone. Although we're starting to see some lights.
The lights
there
are coming back. The lights are coming back. But does that coincides with this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Give that the blues are a little lighter. If you widen it out a little bit.
Still a lot of dark blues over.
Once that spike goes through,
Clarence,
it's going to be a whole different story.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you want to extend this further north, Orleans County, by the way, Medina. I mean, that was some good snowfall there for you folks. That's now leaving your area. Lindenville just about done. Newfane, about 30 to an hour ago, they were having some snowfall. You're dry, you're clear. Youngstown, you're in the clear. Niagara Falls, you're in the clear. Oakfield, you still have some more snowfall to go. The darker blues, but I mean, again, it's the heaviest snowfall is right around Clarence Center, and then going further south, this is now just starting to hug the shorelines of Lake Erie. So just about everybody in Erie County along the shorelines from Buffalo down to Silver Creek, that's northern Chautauqua County. That's where we're seeing some snowfall, and the heaviest now crossing into South Buffalo. We're getting more reports of thunder snow. Chad, if you could tell us where you are, that would be great.
I
wind is now starting to gust in Dunkirk.
He did tell us before. Chad's in Sloan. He's watching
Cheektowaga, yeah.
He's right in the dead center of this thing. Hey, by the way, there we go. We're getting maybe half mile.
Improving?
Definitely improving rapidly. So that's going to be something that's lightening up there. But
yeah, I'm hearing a good gust of wind now.
Yep.
South Buffalo. I can hear it. I mean, I'm inside, obviously, but I can hear it outside. The wind just, they're pretty good gust. So there is some gusty winds within this band.
Widen this out a little bit, and let's take a look at what we've got. We're coming up on 11 o'clock. I don't know. Is this something we want to keep rolling with this, or do you want to take a break and come back to it? There's a couple of questions that we're still unpacking on this scenario right here. The current question is Buffalo going to get a break here in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so? It does look like we're going to get that. That wobble. Then the next piece of the puzzle is will this push inland? And it's I got to tell you, I don't think it's coming inland. I think that's going to go whatever break Buffalo gets in the next hour. I think you look at what's regenerating, it's going to pile on the same spot an hour from now.
Yeah.
The stuff coming from Long Point, that's now further north. It's not headed for the shoreline. It's not coming in perpendicular to the shoreline. It's being pulled up the access of the lake, and that's going to drive it right through the city of Buffalo. As soon as we can get a clear shot in the city, we'll get an update here. As a matter of fact, let me pull that in now, David, to see if there's any other anybody has any questions while I'm going to reorient this camera and get a peek and try to get a snow total for the city here.
We were just talking about this National Weather Service, the Buffalo Airport. They got 6 inches of snow, very short time period. We're dealing with some very intense bands of snow, Cheektowaga, Village of Sloan. And I mean, this is just adding up in a very short amount of time. We showed you video of the in South Buffalo, the Pink Flamingo, seeing that thunder snow out there. And, that ruler going from barely anything on the ground to around 6-7 inches in just an hour or two. I mean, this is very, very intense. And you're starting to see that band of snow begin to reorganize itself just to the south of Long Point. In fact, about to cross into Long Point right
All
out
right,
there.
right.
And what's that
Yeah.
telling us is, we we've got some more snow on the way,
All right, here we go.
for the Buffalo area.
All right, here we go. This is the parked cars. The parked cars in downtown Buffalo. So that you look at what's out, you can kind of see where the roof is. Last we left, it looked like maybe 3-4 inches. I think just in the last hour, it's probably over 6 in the city. At least 4, maybe 6 inches of snow sitting on the roof of that car.
Yeah, you need a
don't
giant
know. Yeah,
just to get all of that, off.
That's our city snow stick right there. As we're probably going to lose the light. Not enough to.
That's about a half a foot at least.
You know what? Let's look at the tires.
That's
and
what
try to
I'm
determine
judging
what-
on that. Yeah.
So it's it's going to have a tough time resolving it, but there it goes. Yeah, dude. It's a solid 4, maybe 6. You know what? Barb's had this question up. Let's hit it. What causes thunder snow? That's where you got the rising motion. Well, go ahead. You want to cover it? Hit it.
No, I was going to say very, very intense bands. I mean, you have to have so much lift for that to even happen in a lake effect snow band. I mean, you don't have this happen often, throughout the entire Great Lakes. I mean, it happens on occasion at times in Buffalo, but usually right around this time of year into December when the lake is so warm. It's in the mid 50s. You're getting a lot of cold air. You're getting extreme instability. And I mean, that all of that ingredients just coming into one. This is what's creating these conditions for intense lake effect band and all that thunder and lightning just to happen.
It's are you hold on. I was just gonna have a little fun with you here.
I'm just looking for a new camera.
Yeah, I got one. Ready? Here we go. This is it Santa's Village or the West Village? That's Rabine Terrace, and I believe that's Huron Street. And in the distance, that's Niagara. And not a creature was stirring, not even a DoorDash. It's that time of night where we're starting to rhyme stuff. So let me know when you've got another camera. But that
I do. I-90 Ridge Road exit.
There it is.
So right around the interchange here.
Man.
You can't see.
There's going to be, as the cars get, that's the 90. So here we got a vehicle coming.
You got three vehicles.
Yeah.
So right around Lackawanna.
Just the headlamps on there. That's all you got. Wow.
Yeah.
Nope. That's that. This is crazy. It is crazy to watch this unfold at this scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Heidi's in the house on the shoreline of Lake Erie and Brant, and the winds just picked up rapidly. Shall we take a look at the shoreline of Lake Erie and Brant?
Yeah.
We don't call. I got to be honest. We haven't called Brant out a lot, but it's a great little spot there along the lake. What you'd call a hidden gem.
Yeah, I mean, I got it on Doppler right now. I don't know if you have Doppler pulled up.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking at.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. It's a different one. There's the other one. Multiple Dopplers.
Yeah. Yeah, Brant's right within here.
Yep.
Actually, a little bit
Sturgeon
further
Point.
south.
Yeah, Sturgeon Point's locked in there, right in the center of that.
Yeah. I mean, Brant's just on the outside looking in.
That it is.
But Angola, village of Angola, starting to see some flakes.
Yep.
Not heavy, but here you go. Here's Sturgeon Point. This is where the heavier lake snow is. where that sticks out right there, and then there's Derby and 18 Mile Creek.
All
So
right.
right around Route 5.
Peter's got West Seneca as the hardest hit since the storm started up, and there we go. So this is going to ease up on the city, and it's going to start beating up on West Seneca. Widen this out a little bit, and I think that's what we're looking at. I think we'll wrap it on this. The city is about to get a little bit of a break, and we know that because we can see it on the camera. The visibility is a little bit better. And that's sliding south. You can see the B is just about to break in. Fort Erie, you're going to be in the clear for a little bit. And as we widen that view out to give you an idea of how this band is moving, this is what you're going to find is that there's that dip to the south. This is going to bring it into West Seneca and some of that 3-inch-an-hour snow. This is going to do exactly what it's doing right now for the next hour or two. So we're getting 3 inches an hour. If you're in West Seneca, if you're in Lackawanna, if you're in South Buffalo, if you're going to be in even the northern end of Orchard Park and along 20, Lancaster, this is going to be a quick 6 inches of snow for you guys in the next hour or two. And then you're going to find that the city of Buffalo goes back into this. Whatever reprieve they get, they might get a couple hours of reprieve. And that includes the airport, by the way. And then this is all going to come plowing back in when that secondary push, which is off the shoreline of Lake Erie, or off the shoreline of Erie, Pennsylvania, starts coming back up. And that's what we've got. All right, as we wrap this up for you tonight for now, do us a favor. Let's get to 225 likes. If you're in the room and you haven't given us a like, we need 3. We need 3 to take a break and maybe go get a chocolate chip cookie before coming back at this. Can we get 3, ladies and gentlemen? Send us home with 225. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. No problem. David, you just popped in. Well, Hamburg is about to get busy, and there it goes, 225. Thank you to whoever hit 225. We appreciate it. And David, you'll be getting busy soon. We're going to take a dip off, but 503-2639 is available whenever you want it, and we'll be back on. Make sure you like and subscribe so that when we fire this up, you'll be one of the ones that are notified. For now, thank you so much on behalf of Dave Vogan, myself, and Rich and Steve, the crew in the field. We'll be back at it as the snow continues. Snowvember, Part 2.